Hey, howdy, clobberers. Welcome to Clobby's Clubhouse number, whatever it is. I don't know the number of it, but it's a number, but it is.
What's the star date?
I don't know. And there it is right there. That's the starting. Start date.
Point two.
Clobber times
Point two.
Point two, exactly. The number of the show, though, is, 297 on YouTube, but 997 overall. And hello, my friends. I don't know. This thing's maybe it's just StreamYard just being wonky. It doesn't. I know somebody's here, barely, but we'll push on as I don't know. I guess
well, we do have one bear here.
The count is terrible.
The count is majorly off, and it's happening YouTube wide. I noticed it last week, and then it sort of like hiccuped and burped, and I thought everything was going to be okay. Things are not okay. There are chat rooms with 20 or 30 people in them, and they're showing up as one or two people. So it's whatever's happening. It's either StreamYard or it's YouTube. Not sure, but ignore the count because it's not correct. It isn't correct on this channel, and it's not correct on the other channels either.
I got you. Well, what the hell? We'll say some hellos to some friends who are here first and do some show notes. But before all of that, we have, of course, who's here with us today? Snorty's here. Snortapoopas.
Cuba.
J-Man says, let's see, may not be able to, may not be in the chat, but wanted to say hi. I'm so thrilled that you're enjoying Blake 7, buddy. I really appreciate it. He said, he told me the other night he and his wife are watching it. She got hooked from episode 1. They're really loving it. So I'm glad to hear that, my friends. I can't wait to talk to you about it. They're doing one per night so they can save it. So, man,
nice.
Wow, that's probably the best thing to do. But, man, I know because I don't know if I'd be able to do that with that kind of control.
Well, it's going to be really tough when it gets to the end of season 2 and not to binge watch a few episodes into season 3. I don't know where you are, J-Man, but
no,
we'll see if he holds to that. But
they're doing one a night. They just got the sequel. He said he just last night he mentioned that he just met Travis, so that would be sequel, Locate and Destroy. So they're early in season 1.
Yeah.
So let's see here. The great Eric K, the wrencher of bronze. What's up, buddy?
The bronze wrencher.
Bronze wrencher. Let's see here. Phantom Outsider. What's up, dude? You've had a busy day. Hungry Boys here.
Yay!
All right, hungry for common sense and comics again.
Yeah.
So you're gonna starve, brother. Chris Persia, great master of Wrench Canadian. What's up, buddy?
Yay, yeah. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, man. Kal-El, buddy. All right, great to see you, my friend.
Real Superman.
Indeed. Indeed. Let's see here. I think I got everybody. Mazarus. Hello there, Mazarus. Welcome.
Ah, my friend. Nice to see you.
Indeed. And Pop Culture Republic. Yes, y'all.
Yay.
Your Muslim uncle.
Sorry to interrupt you, boss.
Oh, no, go ahead. What happened?
Pop Culture Republic, did you get your P.O. box set up yet? Or just your general delivery set up yet? I want to send you your Prezi.
Was he supposed to send me something?
Yes, but he's going to set something up just to keep himself safe, and probably on a go-forward basis, it's a very good idea to always mask, your birthday and where you live and stuff like that. So at his leisure, no rush, absolutely no rush. Just let me know when you've got that done. But of course, I have to remind you because I definitely want to send you a nice present because you are a fantastic part of this community, and I love that you watch Saturday Night Star Trek, and I'm so happy that you won.
Appreciate you, absolutely. There. Again, great to see you, your Muslim uncle. I hope you were doing well, my friend.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
You and your whole family. Nice to see you.
Indeed, and there we go. Still waiting on getting a P.O. box. Okay, got you. Now, of course, everyone, my wonderful first officer has works of science fiction, and I would like for her to tell us a little bit about those.
Oh, thank you so much, Clobby. So many people take advantage of one another by promoting their stuff on everyone else's channel, and I think that you're such a gentleman and such a kind person for supporting my work, and I just want to make sure that I always say that publicly because I think it's a very special thing to do. And so, folks, I'm a science fiction author. I write short story science fiction. That's my preferred method of prose. I absolutely love it. And if you like Edgar Allan Poe, and if you like the old Twilight Zone, and if you like Philip K. Dick, you might like my stuff too. And if you want to give it a try, it's less than $1. You just go to Amazon and you look up R.M. Briggs, and some of my short stories will come up, and you can buy them individually for, I believe, once you change the currency, 74 cents American. And I appreciate your support. If you like my story, please leave a review. I sure could use that type of support. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, number one. Let's see, anyone else pop? Oh, Decepticon, what's up, buddy?
Yay!
Hey, Sean.
Decepticon's here. That's great. It's so good to see you, Sean.
Good to see you, my friend. Of course, hanging out over there. We had J-Man was in here earlier. What a great channel they have.
Thank you.
Speaking of show notes, as by the way, anyone out, if you could, Eric, any of you, just let us know. Is the sound coming through okay? I'm hearing some stuff in my earpiece there from like some static, but if you're not, please let me know if the sound is good.
Oh my! I'm not hearing anything. Wow.
As long as it's not much. It's just as long as it's going through okay. Because again, I never really ask anybody for sound checks that much on that end of it. So you guys always just, if you can, let us know. We appreciate you. Okay, show notes, folks. Monday night, I don't know what I'm doing. Isn't that no shocker there? But it'll be comics related, that's for sure. It'll be comic-y. It'll be comic-y. Oh, by the way, I'll have the next 2 days 2 new Spinner Rack Time Machine videos coming out. One tomorrow, and one the next day. Saturday Day, and then Wednesday, February 9th.
Wow.
It's the big one.
That's awesome.
I love these posters.
1000. Folks.
Wow.
Clobbering Times number 1000, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time in the day. Hopefully, we will have friends popping in and out to visit with us, to say hello, and just hang out and have a little bit of fun.
Very nice. That's an amazing feat. Yep. Congratulations.
So there ain't no biggie, nothing to it. Anybody can do it.
And promise me you're not going to renumber and start back at number 1.
He will not do.
No. Yeah, just keep going. Not like I was getting the Marvel comics. Like, next month we have 6 number 1s for you. It's like, how about good comics? Yeah.
I always hated when they started taking away the and then they come back with this legacy numbering crap.
Yeah.
Like that fixes it. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why I oughta.
Marvel DC. Why I oughta.
Oh my goodness. Go to the moon. Do you want to go to the moon?
To the moon.
Go to the moon, Alice. So yeah, it does. I hear a little background fuzz.
Oh.
It's distracting. That's okay. As long as it's fine. As long as it sounds good. That's it. Just want to make sure you guys let us know anytime you do have something.
Yep. Appreciate that. Yep.
When I first started off, especially many years on BTR, I had my friend Tex as my sound checker there.
But of course, my podcasts never have audio problem, right, Eric K? We're joking, but I would mute myself, mute everyone else.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah, it was always something over the audio. You couldn't hear the guest. I was trying to use OBS, and it was always something was, or I forgot to add myself to the stream a few times when you're gaming, and like, you realize that no one can hear you, Mark, like half hour later.
Well, you never know. That's why you need sound checkers.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. What's that? So, yeah, no rebirth. None of that crap. Absolutely, Kal-El. So there will also be there'll be, of course, Saturday Night Star Trek. Having such a wonderful time over there, folks. I want to thank you all. You just make it so amazing. It's just getting, what a fun time it is for me anyway, and I know for number 1, and I hope it is as much fun for you all as it is for us. We really appreciate you all.
It's awesome. Yeah. Awesome time Saturday night, even if Wesley is there.
Yep, even if Wesley managed to make it fun. So we got 4 more for you. And then let's see. Yes, we have a plan. We do have a. I may not have a plan for this coming Monday's show, but a week from this Monday, another classic, CLOBBERIN's comic book classic review. God, anyway,
Commie classic review. What?
Clobby,
Hey,
might
hey, hey, hey.
I know I can count on you to have my back with the knife in it. Anyway, let's see. Yes, now I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk now. A Monday night, Valentine's Day. I don't know how he managed to agree to do this with him, but the great J-Man. We don't know the exact time yet. It may be at a special time. We're going to be CLOBBERIN's classic comics review,
Nice.
Kingdom Come. And Sean, I hope you'll be joining us for that. I know J-Man, if usually it was just one-on-one type thing, but I know I told J-Man to invite you if you are so inclined to review this classic. This is one of the biggies, folks, and one of the few Elseworlds comics that I really loved. This is all about this. Yes, one of the best.
That's
I think, anyway. Poster. Oh yeah, Kingdom Come is about what superheroes and heroism is all about, even if it is written by a lunatic. So. But we're not going to focus on him.
Mazarus has said in the chat here, boss man, I'm so sorry, I beg your pardon. He says that he's a little intimidated to jump into our knowledgeable community on Saturday Night Star Trek. And I just want to say, Mazarus, you have been such a great friend to me and to this show, to this entire channel. So he says, love Saturday Night Star Trek, even though I haven't written a review yet. I'm intimidated. So much genuinely good wit from all the listeners in the chat. And I want you to know, Mazarus, don't be intimidated.
No.
We love you. We love you. We love you. And you can start off with something as simple as just the review. You don't even have to say a word. You could just give it a grade if you'd like. I know Mega Cropper loves to do that, unless it's a real stinker-rooney, and then he'll leave a few words. But you got it, and don't worry about it. But and he says, no, not bad, intimidated.
No, I got you. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
we're
know
just
what
a bunch
mean.
of normal Star Trek nerds and geeks. So
yes,
whatever you feel comfortable with, just we'd at least love to hear A, B, C, or D. Or yep, you don't have to write a limerick.
Hey, the Sherry baby.
Hey, Sherry.
Beautiful Sherry, lovely to see you, my dear. Mazarus, I'll tell you this, Mazarus, look, I mean, I know what you mean, but there's nothing to be intimidated by. We'd love to have your input. Everyone else does it, but also, if you don't feel like writing one, if you just want to hang and say things, you don't have to give one. If you feel like it. It's great just to have you here.
I also want to just interrupt very quickly to say this to you, Mazarus. You have to listen to Clobby here because he's dead to right. And you also need to know something because you're new to this channel and you're new to the show. Did you know that the folks at home, the whole way that we formed this community was, we used to make a joke about do your homework. So, you know, when you're reading those like well-wrought reviews that you see appearing in our community, a lot of the people are pre-writing it and watching the episodes first and then writing it and then just copying and pasting those reviews in. So if you knew that little bit of inside information, it would probably help you to understand why some of those reviews are just so incredibly outstanding, given how restrictive what is it, boss man, 200 character chat. So
yeah, that makes it tough. Yep.
Yeah,
it's restrictive. That's when we get SBICs, but
yeah,
you know, it's all in good fun. Like I say, you are welcome to say, I like this episode. I thought it was a good one, and I'll give it an A or a D. Or if I think it sucked, I give it a D. You can just say it sucked or it was good. You can get elaborate. You can do a dash pick. You can do whatever you want, or you can just hang out with us. So, and not all opinions are valued, and all participation is valued. So, yeah. Anytime,
even if you like Wesley, we even
yes.
that one person like Wesley. Yep, we want to hear other opinions, right? So
even and he's not even kidding. Even if you do like Wesley, now, we might tease each other about it, but
yes.
we've if someone likes Wesley, you know, they can say it. Now, I guess we're all so brutal on Wesley. No one likes to admit it. They do, because there are people out there that do. I guess we had one person that got mad at us about it and left like a baby.
And we got in huge trouble because I blew up Wesley. I went on some. video
And-
software and blew him up, and that really upset people that I blew him up. And but
David
I did
Rayburn.
blow up Wesley.
My cousin David, what's up, buddy?
Hey, David.
Here's the thing about that, and I mean this in all seriousness. I can't stand Wesley, but I don't influence anyone else's opinion on them. They either agree or they don't. We had a person here. All that person had to say was, "Well, I'm a big Wesley fan, but if you're not, that's fine." That person got mad and sniped at us like a little baby, and then that's what got my ire, and that's what made me lose respect for them. Not that they.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, a lot of people, the character just doesn't rub them the wrong way that he does. Many of us, and they like him. Hey, that's all fine and good. And you can like them all day long, and you won't get a. I mean, we might, if you're a friend, you know, we might tease each other about it or talk about it. But if you can't take it, then I guess, you know, maybe we're not the place. But we're just using Wesley as an example of, yes, we're all pretty mean to him. But yeah, except for me, we all know I really love him, according to Eric K.
Yeah, with that secret shrine you have in your house. Yeah,
I would never teach Lobby about his Wesley shrine. Yes. Yeah. Well,
you just can't like Highlander too. No, just
You
kidding,
can't.
J-Man. We love you. Yeah.
yeah, you can't have a secret around Eric K. Let's just be honest. So I really actually do love Wesley, but yeah, I love picking on him anyway. Hey, what's up, Just Joe?
Hey, Just Joe.
Good to see you there, Jobber. But yeah, so the basic thing is everyone's welcome. We would love to have you participate, Mazurus, but don't feel like you have to. If you don't feel like it, just hang out and say hello, and that's cool. Put a review if you want to. It's good either way. So
Yeah.
and we would like to hear your opinion on the episodes. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now Wesley does suck though, everyone. So put that out there.
Where's the ticker?
On that-
Can we put it up
yeah.
on the ticker? Where's the ticker?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, it's in the brand. If you look there, it should be.
Put it in brand.
Yeah.
There we go.
This
Yes.
just in.
You don't want to blow them up again, do you?
Wesley
No.
sucks.
And like I said, that was just such bad writing. And then of course, the actor hasn't actually done a great job of,
No.
making
Improve
fans
customer
improve his-
relations.
No,
Yeah,
look,
later on.
if he were a nice guy, I'd feel bad about the way I treat Wesley. I really would. I mean, I genuinely would. I'll give you an example of that after these important messages.
You kids have certainly wound up all the loose ends in this case. Blasted meddling kids.
I wish you didn't have to go.
Never gets old.
Let me give you an example. There's a character in Doctor Who called Adric in the Peter Davison era that I hated so much. This was way before Wesley, a few years before Wesley. And the comic shop I was running at the time, we'd gotten wind that the character was going to die because it was Doctor Who. It's a British show, so people could die on those shows.
Yeah.
But we hated Adric. I mean, we used to make fun of him. We used to call each other Adric when we wanted to insult each other, those of us who were Doctor Who fans, because we were young, let's face it. I couldn't stand that little. So much so that when we found out that he was going to die in Earthshock Part 4.
Well, why don't you explain who Adric is?
I just did, didn't I?
No one age-wise, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, he's a young.
An 18-year-old kid that dressed like an idiot and was a mathematics. So he was just annoying. We hated him.
Yeah, but he's a
Hated
young guy like Wesley. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes, he was a kid, and he was a mathematical genius. He didn't save everything like Wesley did all the time. At least the Doctor did that, but there were times when he did too much. Yes, so we hated Adric. We got wind because we got the show later from everyone else back then here in the States. When we found out about it, there was a local Doctor Who group that we were members of, that some of them didn't like our attitudes about it. And so I announced the Death of Adric party for the day that episode was going to air, and I had it at the comic shop. And it got back to the group, and they were like, Alonzo guys got a Death of Adric party at Southland Comics. They were all whining about it and bitching about it. And we were just, we put big banners up saying, "Goodbye, Adnoid, we won't miss you." we were going to be celebrating his death, and we were yeah, they didn't like it. Needless to say, they were not happy. Your Muslim uncle with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. You were too kind. Says Clobby, when Eric enters the chat, oh, Eric K, what I always never wanted. Now Eric knows I love him.
My favorite is David. David puts in the chat, he's your cousin. Hey, cuz. But David, I have to correct you. That would not elicit a ha 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 ha. That's not what we're going for here. That would be more like a that's what happens when you wish someone dead, or at least a character dead. It's not a real person. Everybody settle down.
Yeah, we don't wish the actor
not a real human
anything.
But here's the point. I knew it was. I should have wrote it down because I almost forgot the most important point. That was all set up, and then boom, it was gone. And miraculously, I remembered the point because there was no point if I didn't carry on after that. The point was, it was never really against the kid, but he left fairly quickly, right? It wasn't like Wesley, who was on a legendary show that was going to stick with him forever. So a couple years back, we got the Blu-ray of that season, that Peter Davison season. The Matthew Waterhouse was around 18 years old when he played Adric. And we were watching, I watched some of the interviews, and naturally some of the memories come back about how much we hate Adric. But I watched this thing, and, Peter Davison didn't like the character either. And I watched some things, and the kid was a pretty nice. The guy is now, obviously, he's an adult now. Very nice guy. He talked about how he understood he was kind of a kid, didn't know what he was doing. In other words, he came up as in cons all those years after that, everyone thought he was just a really nice sweetheart of a guy. Nobody hated him. Nobody was mad at him. They didn't like the Adric character, but everyone thought Matthew Waterhouse was a nice guy. You look at the interviews, everything. And so I watch, I almost feel bad about, the stuff we used to say about Adric. The character's crap. No. I don't mean that. I'm just saying, I was like, it's cool that he's a nice guy. What I'm saying is, if Will Wheaton were a really nice guy, and we're pretty understanding about, that his character shouldn't save the ship all the time and all this crap, if he were fairly, logical and reasonable about it, I think I'd go, you know what? I don't like Wesley, but he's a nice fella. That's a good thing. Because what he is as a human being is more important. And as a human being, Will Wheaton is a stinker. He's a little jerk off.
Where's the club honey?
You got to make me work today, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's like the comments that Marina Sirtis made about Texas and Susan Sarandon made the other day. And, just you want to separate the art from the artists and so it's a nice story, saying that, showing that, the guy that played Adric, maybe even like you said, if the guy says, oh, the character wasn't the best, but, you can reminisce on it and say, it's the writers, not the actor usually anyway. Right. I mean, other than the nuances of acting, but it's when actors now they're, and of course we don't do politics here, but when they get involved politically, it gets tougher and tougher to separate, what they're doing on the screen from the fiction. You just want to enjoy and have escapism and just
side of politics. That kid was a jerk.
Yes,
on the show on Saturday Night Star Trek, I spoke about several articles where you could track down where he was like, I wanted to leave the show. I had done Stand By Me. And of course, I'm paraphrasing here, folks. I'm not quoting him verbatim. No one have a little cry fest. But, he basically said in a couple of interviews that he had a bright, promising career coming. But he's also said something that was quite out of bounds as far as I'm concerned, which was, they didn't usher me off the show. I wanted off. I needed to get off the show. I didn't want to, basically tank my career. And I didn't want to be one of those people at conventions talking about what a legend I am, being an old Star Trek legend. And once again, I'm paraphrasing. You can find the direct quotes if you refer to Saturday Night Star Trek on this channel, where I assembled them all, and they were quite rude. So, I mean, anyone who behaves as though they're above Star Trek and, that they don't want to be an old crony at a convention. Oh, I believe he used the words what is it? Celebrating my glory days, my Star Trek glory days. Like he
Yeah.
was a little jerk about it, and and too much of a jerk for somebody who was named after Eugene Wesley Roddenberry and was a self-insert that everyone used to stroke the boss. So not someone who should be talking like that, acting like that, and so to Will Wheaton and to Wesley Crusher. I'm so glad I blew you up, Wesley. I'm so glad I blew you up. Get a tougher skin. Grow up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was never. I mean, he was always a jerk to people, even at cons and stuff. He's been a jerkweed famously. Matthew Waterhouse just was a dumb kid who played a character that was annoying for a while on the show, and everywhere else he's always been nice to fans and he's been nice to people. And okay, fine. He was a good guy. Everyone says so. Even Peter Davison says, "Wow, I picked on him a lot." I thought it was full, but now kind of they like each other. So he grew up. Basically, he grew up. And you can see it in the interviews. Will Wheaton never grew up. Never.
Yep.
No, it's tantrum after tantrum. I mean, I think he's perfected the public tantrum, and I'm not into it, and I don't feel bad at all. Don't feel bad at all.
No.
Yeah, because you can excuse a lot of stuff when you're a kid, but when obviously we ignoring
Right.
all that stuff. It's when as an adult, then souring on Star Trek. It's at least some of the actors have said too. Later on, and paraphrasing here too. Even though they were typecast, it's still, God, isn't it great to be remembered for some great roles? And think of all the people that were on. I'm just say TV on the 50s, right? Some of those great character actors and that you maybe watch in the 50s or 60s, and they going to be remembered? No, but if you're on a show like Star Trek, you're immortal there, right? I mean, that show is going to live forever, and you're always going to recognize. It's like the Fonz on Happy Days. I'm just throwing out a few, iconic. Think of those iconic characters. Think of Dallas. The, J.R. Ewing. There's certain characters, Magnum PI. There's certain roles that everyone knows. All in the Family, Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker. So, but there's a lot of actors that just played bit parts and were maybe good, and you don't remember them. So maybe in some ways, maybe it's not so bad to be typecast, right? Because then everyone remembers you. Of course, a lot of actors felt that it hurt their career, but
what would hurt your career when you go on to do absolutely nothing afterwards? And this is my big gripe. You're pretending for a living, and someone who built something that went beyond simple entertainment and became a cultural phenomenon, a global cultural phenomenon, as Clobby describes it, which is a great description. The thing that I find so troubling about this, I discussed this when we were talking about the way the cast behaved on Saturday Night Star Trek, and believe me, there is more to come. They described the show TNG as the show where the production hated the show, the writers hated the show, and the cast hated the writing and the production of the show. And so I forget who in the creation team said that, but I mean, it's basically all over the internet. So the thing is that, Mark, imagine all of these people in the same room together. Patty Stew, little poopy Stew there. he doesn't want to wear his costume because it's tight. And then
he gets a special costume later, right?
Yeah, he has to have several special costumes.
Yeah.
He has to go through several special costumes. And then we have Johnny Fakies. And then we have Marina making a complete fool out of herself. And then we've got Will Wheaton, Denise Crosby. Like, imagine being on set with all of these people acting and behaving so toxically and being so ungrateful for what a wonderful job they scored. When my daughter is an actress, and she's a very good actress, and I don't like to talk about her on air, but I would say this. She would never, ever mock or make fun of any production that she's done, because any production that she has done, she has been a consummate professional who gave her all and respected the production team, her cast, her crew, who have helped produce the whole thing, the director, the person who wrote the play or whatever she's participating in. And it, when these people do this kind of stuff, it says more about them than it says about the show itself. And I think it's acting in bad form. It's bad form.
Yeah, Marina Sirtis put her foot in her mouth again the other day. She said something on Twitter like, "Why doesn't some billionaire donate public libraries?" Talking about the latest controversy in the U.S. And so someone said, I think it was Professor Brainy Speck said, "Well, they're called public libraries." And I said, "Oh," and then I commented, "Yeah, and guess who donated almost all the libraries in the U.S. at the turn of the century? Billionaire Andrew Carnegie, a philanthropist." So, it's just, not even, they're just trying to like all these tweets and social media just make it worse too, because I think people are just trying to like show their, how great they are, or they're, promote themselves, or trying to appear like beautiful, great human beings, and and just by and Twitter, it's not the way you do it. It's always what you do when no one's looking. That's when people know the true character of a person.
It's
not
true.
not in public. So when the chips are down and your real friends come out to help you, and not when you can help, not when you can help them in any way, when you can't really, when your luck is down, and you have a true friend that shows up to help you, not because it can get them ahead in some way or leverage them to a better position socially. And that's when you know what a real person is. Not all this. As much as I love interacting with people on Twitter and with your friends and things like that, it's just all this fake stuff. Like, oh, look how look who I am. It's like, well, Marina Sirtis, what are you doing? As opposed to say great D. Kelly, who helped the rescue animals and actually did something with his time, or look at Paul Newman, who started that whole the charity that he started with Stu Leonard, and right in my neck of the woods, and without any publicity, without and gave away all the profit.
Point where before people used to live in silent grace, in a private grace, where they wanted to do good things and do good deeds, and they didn't need a pat on the back. They didn't need vanity metrics. They didn't need lots of dopamine hits from people hitting little hearts or thumbs up. They did it because they were compelled to do the right thing. And so nowadays it's this instant gratification for to attain the high road. But will it have staying power? Will your comments stand the test of time? And I would venture prognostication, and I'm not a prognosticator. I would venture to say that a lot of these comments are not going to stand the test of time, because they're not backed up in deeds. And when we see people using their celebrity privately to create opportunities for communities in real life, then we're actually seeing somebody put their proverbial money where their mouth is. And that's what I would like to see. I would like to see people who, pontificate and shout at others about this civic engagement that never materializes. And maybe it's time to take a step back and to not use these IPs and use other people's write-in as a platform to act abusively or to act without grace. And I think the whole world could use fewer hits, fewer dopamine hits from hearts and thumbs up, and more grace, a quiet grace that it happens in real life.
I give you a thumbs up to that one.
Well said.
Captain, my captain, I love you.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of Star Trek, I believe you had a little something for us. Well, I can load it up here.
Please.
Number one, a little fun for us tonight.
Nice.
In way of Star Trek.
Yes, I saw this article. I read this article forever and a day ago, and I went and I dug it out and found it again, because I wanted to talk about this topic, or at least broach this topic, as something we might do down the road. And then I was surprised to find out that you've had this idea all along. And I think that this is a great launching off point for it. I think it's a great way
Yeah.
to broach it. And you cannot peek it at the number one. It's a countdown. I'll let you
Okay.
explain the article, but don't look at number one. And I'll give way to the floor to you, Captain. Please tell us about this article, and we'll explore it together with the chat.
Well, everyone, of course, we know Star Trek's one of our passions here, and number one came up with this article that I have not read yet. We're even going to give it a pass that it's Screen Rant because it's still fun, and they're way worse sites than Screen Rant.
Yes, but
what it
often
is-
stinky. Screen Rant is often
Right.
screen poop, screen poopy.
But it can be good for a little bit of fun, like anything else can.
Yes.
So, basically, and yes, like number one has said, I've thought along these lines before in terms of doing stuff about Trek characters, but the one I want to do would take so much work. I don't know if it's worth it. But this is Star Trek 17 minor characters who stole the show. I'm assuming, since I haven't seen this yet, Raquel, this all of Trek, all the different shows.
Yes, and there's no
No filth.
I was gonna say, or do we don't have.
Oh,
It is
no
a
filth.
filth-free
Like,
zone.
is that
We
right?
will not need the Cluboni here.
You know why it's no filth? Because it's this was from 2016, probably. That's why.
Yes.
Because these idiots, if they made it today, they would put filth in there.
Yes.
So
Well, Doug Jones is a phenomenal actor. I have to say,
matters.
but what a
His
terrible
character's filth.
character's terrible. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. Just out of all the actors, I feel bad for him. But yeah.
Oliver.
Oliver Belamonte, hello there. Let's see, what's he asking?
Oh, I'll put it back up. Sorry, boss man.
What's your top 3 Star Trek gadgets? Mine is the tricorders, beam transporter, and the universal translator. Those are good ones. Hey, I mean, I love me a transport. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite, I love the transporter, but I don't know. It's tough. A lot of great ones.
Yeah.
You, anybody?
For me, it has to be. I'm going to say the transporter, the tricorder, and I'm going to say the food replicators.
Ooh, good one.
The whole idea of food replication, I think, is just a wonderful idea. And imagine,
yeah,
like,
it's a great one.
Clobby and I and Mark were sitting up one night, we're talking, and I
You mean I could have infinite butter tarts?
I could, yes, I would program the perfect Canadian butter tart into your food replicator. Oh my goodness, we would be so fat.
Goodbye,
Wouldn't be
you
able to get out
Muslim
of the
uncle.
chair.
Your Muslim uncle. Thank you for being here, buddy. Appreciate
Hi.
it.
Care.
And say goodnight to your family for us, please, your Muslim uncle. And thank you so
Indeed.
much for supporting this channel and this show.
Thank you so much, my friend. All right, so continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I think those would be my top 3. So I'm going to put it over to the chief
Marco?
engineer. Top 3.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I always wanted a
Scuba
shuttlecraft.
Pete!
How cool! Hey, Scuba Pete. I wanted my own Galileo 7 to get to work, right? Even though it's short commute. Like, yeah, well, how cool would it be having a shuttlecraft?
Yeah, Galileo
and-
7.
Yeah, and you gotta have a phaser. I mean, look, I go camping all the time in the winter. I can just heat up infinite number of rocks.
You can
stay
disintegrate any animals that try to attack you. Yeah, it'd be fine.
As long as they're not no polar bears will be harmed by my phaser. I'd set it to stun just in case.
Well, polar bears are pretty dangerous unless it's snorty. You got.
yeah, I'd stun them. I'd stun them.
Shoot to kill.
Yeah. And Snail Messiah is not in the chat, and I did have an opportunity the other night to have escargot, but I said no.
Don't
My poor buddy.
swear.
Yeah, I didn't have that, so yeah, I avoided that. So I had duck
Violence.
instead. So duck instead. So I apologize to any duck lovers out there. But I didn't have the snails at the French restaurant. And what would my third thing be? My third, probably. Well, we all have cell phones now, right? But look, I mean, the communicator. It's that tech is real now, right?
Yeah, we
so
have
that's
that
one
now,
that's
so-
we have that, but
We have a
you know,
combination
yeah.
communicator and tricorder, pretty much.
We
yeah.
do.
So when you think about it, like we
already
got
have Pat.
we got some Star Trek tech. So yeah, so I got a shuttlecraft. What do I need with the transporter? But
Right.
yeah, probably a transporter too, right?
There you go. Anyway,
How
this,
else are you going to make everything all right if something really bad happens to you?
Could have fixed
you
it,
go.
right? Yeah.
transporter.
Put 'em
Well,
Side to side transporter. Yeah.
if the writers allow it in that case. Let's see here. Well, yeah, holodeck would probably be my big pick too as well. I think.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this list here is about let's see. And again, I've not seen it yet, so we're gonna be surprised, folks. Now my eyes are off the screen, so you have to take the con number one, as it were.
Okay, all right. So number 17.
Oh no, I was figured I would read it off. I would handle this end of it, and you could take the con in case we need anything.
Okay,
or
yeah.
you want to go the other way around?
No,
Let you read it. You
no,
can.
you do it your way. This is great. This is great. I love it.
No.
Go ahead, boss man.
No, we could do it the other way. If you wanted me to take the con, and you can come and read them. It's up to
No,
you.
I want you to read them because when we get to number 1, I think you might actually laugh.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right. So the premise basically is 17 minor characters who stole the show. I guess it just simply means characters that they really like that popped in an episode or one or two, right? So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll take you home, Kathleen.
I'll take you home again, Kathleen. I love him. All right. So they're ranked, everyone. All right. Number 17, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the Pendari champion. I don't know. Did you like him that much in that episode?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't too big on him. I'm not a big Rock.
You didn't smell what the Rock was cooking in that episode?
No. And I think they did. I think they chose this. I think that this particular author chose it because he's a meathead. Like, he's a sexy meathead. He's good to look at. And I think that's how he made this list. But I don't think that he made like quite a good impression. So I'd like to, if you don't mind, I sort of had a little idea that I would put it to the chat. So I would like to put it to the chat. Chat, thumbs up if you think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has earned the space on 17 of the most, unsung or minor characters who stole the show. So thumbs up if he earned it. Thumbs down if you wouldn't put him on the list, or you wouldn't put him that high on the list.
It might be easier. I don't know if they have a thumb thingy in there. If they don't, they could just put like a.
Oh yeah, there is a thumbs up, and yeah.
I know on my YouTube, but I use one on YouTube. It slows my
that's
YouTube
right.
up.
Yeah, maybe you don't. Yeah.
Well, there they go. They're doing.
Oh,
they got
look at here they come!
Yeah, this episode I didn't think was very good either. So.
Well, I mean, there's one thing to say, like this is different too. It's like not just like actors who were on Star Trek before they became famous. It's supposed to be people that stole the show. And I'm trying to remember this episode. I don't think it was a very good episode. It's been
it was a goofy episode,
right? It was like a kind of crazy combat or something.
Yeah, 7 of 9 kicks his ass, doesn't she?
Yep.
So I guess from this episode, he's on the WWE and they both own the network. So that was obviously planned out, across. Let's get and I'm a fan of wrestling actually, so I don't know if wrestling fans all like Star Trek. I don't know. I guess what the cross pollination is there, and The Rock did end up becoming one of the highest paid, most popular action, movie stars today. So, that's maybe wasn't a great start, but is this his first acting role? I don't know, but I
think it was.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say this is more memorable versus stole the show. I would say.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I didn't like this one. So here we go, number 16. Yes, this might be too low. She was really funny in a great episode.
So here she gets way more Decker unit than anyone should ever have. She probably has Spurpees. Yeah, right. And is definitely going to have to go through the pattern buffer of the transporter just to restore.
But that was a funny scene. I'm all, hey, Steve Mitchum, brother.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Good to see you there, buddy.
Good to see you. Okay, so now I'm going to put it to the chat. Did BB Newworth as Linnell?
Wow, look at all those thumbs up from Hungry Boy.
Did she earn her spot?
I think she might be a little low. She was really fun. It was a funny scene.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to make it with an alien, right? Come on. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah. Okay, so if you think she should be higher, you can leave a thumbs up, and then right afterwards you can say higher. So this will be a little bit like The Price is Right. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you think BB Newworth made it on this list to a good spot, and you think she's worthy, or thumbs down.
Well, we haven't seen the other ones yet, but that seems low to me.
Okay.
But yeah, at least she belongs on there. Higher. That was a good episode too, though. So it was really, it was funny, and that was kind of a really funny scene. And it was more of a serious a really intelligent episode and had a nice little, little bit of humor put in there. I thought it was kind of fun.
Yep. Definitely. So everyone is agreeing with you, Clubby. They're like, higher, much higher. Terrific.
Let's see here.
Oh, sorry, Captain, I beg your pardon.
All right, brother.
David Rayburn, he says, Mom says I got to go to bed. Good night. Bitcoin. Good night, David.
How can I get some Bitcoin? You got it all, dude. You big. I'm gonna come get yours, man.
I wish I had done Bitcoin like 40 years ago, and a buddy told me about it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, so let's see what's next. Molly O'Brien.
Did Molly O'Brien steal the show? Is
No.
she a scene stealer? Did she
No.
steal the show? Does she belong on this list? Thumbs up with higher or lower, or thumbs down? She doesn't belong on the list or higher.
She was never really. I mean, nothing against this sweet little girl, and she never really was factored into any stories that I know of. As other than that one, I think about when they found that their daughter who had been lost in time or whatever.
Yeah.
But Molly really never really did anything, just to be a little kid, right? I mean, there was never anything. I don't know. I don't even see her being on that.
There was never like a Molly episode, right?
No.
That I remember, right?
Other than when she gets,
A little bit of that one when she has that when she becomes that's right. She became she got left on this planet because some kind of timey-wimey thing. She became like older for years, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I mean, it was an interesting episode.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even this little girl version. And eventually, she became like she was 18 or something, right?
Well, her birth was a scene stealer with Worf. I don't know if you saw those clips that I gave. Like you are fully dilated. You may now deliver the baby.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So yeah, I don't know though. I'm not sure she really did. Okay, right. That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
Scuba,
show stealer, but whatever. Nothing against her. So interesting.
Look at how many people said she shouldn't even be on the list. Look at everyone saying, no, she's not a show stealer. And that's what this list is. Did she steal the entire show? And so it's not even a scene stealer.
No.
It's a show stealer.
Well, the thing is, here's what's muddies it up. You have this version we popped up from time to time, right? Mm-hmm. But then you have the one where she was kind of integral to that episode. She was older though. She was the one that had been left on that planet till she was like 18. Mm-hmm. Which was I guess so. I'm not so. This is kind of weird. So I don't know. I guess, but she never really had. That was the only episode she ever had. So I don't know. It's kind of strange.
It's a cool list, isn't it? It really starts you thinking about
absolutely
people who have made a tremendous impact on you. And one of the reasons why I brought this article forward is how many people on Saturday Night Star Trek always say, "Oh, especially people like LT." Oh man, it would have been so great if we would have done a follow-up on this, or if that character would have appeared again. Wouldn't that have been great? What a great character, what a great actor. And so here we're seeing this list come together, and it really starts you thinking about who belongs on the list and who doesn't.
Talking about characters always gets good conversation going.
Yep. And like, what about Chief O'Brien? I mean, I guess he became a major character from the beginning. But in the beginning, I wonder how that character, like not a scene stealer, but someone must have said, "Hey, I like this guy in engineering. Let's write him into the show a little bit more." So, and he became.
This isn't even a scene stealer. This is a show stealer, and this is why Klobby and I haven't done this list yet. Is because it really is difficult once you start asking yourself, who do you consider a major character? What are the parameters? What do you consider a minor character? What are the parameters?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to explore this. But it really starts, getting the gerbil wheel turning. If ever you were going to tickle your brain with a feather, this is an article for a hardcore Trekkie to really start to say,
right.
And remember, as you go through this list with Klobby folks, this is someone who they consider who stole the show. The show.
And so and the thing is, even these two didn't steal. I mean, they were good. They were good scenes because they're calling these characters who stole the shows a bit much, I think. But anyway, number
Yeah.
14, Sonia, again, another one. I like that girl and all. Did she steal the episode she was in? Or do you think they're being a lot of hyperbole there
Well, she
There
did
is.
spill. Was it hot chocolate or coffee on Picard?
on Picard? Right. And then what else did she? Didn't she?
I mean, it was a funny scene. It was.
Yeah, but isn't she only in one episode?
But lots of guys think she's hot, and I believe
she is
Sonia
hot.
Gomez was in 3 episodes.
Okay, 3. Okay, that's
and,
right.
and guys think she's super hot.
I do. I mean, but I gotta
But should that
admit,
be a
like,
criteria for?
No.
I guess it could be a
This is
criteria
what I'm
for
saying.
stealing
So
the
let's
show.
put it to the chat. Sonia Gomez, recent Academy graduate, number 14 of someone who stole the show on Star Trek.
No.
And you can leave a thumbs up if you think yes, and you can leave a little comment like higher, or you can put a thumbs down and say, you know, she doesn't belong on this list or lower on the list. And look at this.
Hey, Dad Man Walking.
The Dadman clan.
Oops, sorry.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for that $4.99 super chat. You were too kind, Dad Man. I appreciate you, buddy. Good to see you. And welcome. Good evening to 3 of the greatest hosts around. Just love the positivity, even when you talk about Wesley and the great chemistry here. Well, thank you. Thank you,
Dad,
my
man.
friend. You are too kind, buddy.
Love, love, love you.
Appreciate you. But yeah, I don't think she did anything. I mean, I don't know. Are you sure she was in more than one episode? I mean,
Yeah, she was. I'm pretty sure she
Okay,
was in
okay.
3 episodes.
They only
It might have been
mentioned the
2,
one.
Did
but
they
I'm-
talk about making her more of a regular at one point in the block?
Yeah.
book? I'm trying to remember. Didn't they?
Yeah,
think
in the
about-
block text, you're remembering the same thing I was that I was remembering, which is, yeah, I believe that there was some talk or some hope that would go further, and of course it didn't.
oh,
See,
well.
one thing I think that's wrong with this too is, or could be right with this, is like, hey, was that a scene? I mean, that was a
No,
very
it wasn't.
memorable scene, like,
Right.
but it was just one scene, so it's like it's not the whole episode, or like,
Mhm.
you know, it's like how you rate it too, like, you know, funny scenes with, you know, obscure characters, you know, I guess that would deserves to be on
Right.
the list, but
It
like
could be something to do
show
with good
stealer,
scenes. Yeah,
you know, like Dwight Schultz is, you know,
he's a show stealer.
he's a show stealer, and he's, you know, but of course he's repeat. Do you say it can only be on one episode? You know, what are your criteria?
Well, they
Same
said
way to
minor
analytical
carrier.
here.
They didn't say how many
Character.
episodes. They said
They
minor
Yeah,
didn't
carrier.
say
so-
how many episodes, but that's the whole reason why I brought this article
it's fun
forward,
to-
is because, you know, what is the criteria? And once you establish the criteria, how this is going to play out, and definitely, folks, here we're talking about it here on Clubby's Clubhouse, but this is definitely going to be something that Clubby and I are going to explore, and maybe we'll even do it with Mark. I don't know. I'll have to ask the boss man. But it is a crazy thing to undertake. This is quite an undertaking, and so I just want you to start
I
entertaining.
do love it. Yeah, I love
How
talking
you
to
would-
characters.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, what's a minor character? What's a scene stealer? What's a show stealer? And who's a major character?
Well,
And you know,
they give it away in their header. O'Reilly is a scene stealer in Naked Time. In the Naked Time.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
right.
great. Yeah.
All right. So next up, we have number 13, Morn. Morn is great. I love Morn.
Norm
But
Norm from
he's a
Cheers
funny- it's
spelled
kind of a-
backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a funny joke, a running joke. He was only the one episode, you know, that they made about him. He's not really in that much. I mean, who mourns for Morn? I don't know. I don't know if they understand. That's why it's Screen Rant. They don't understand their own titles
Yeah.
of their own articles.
Yeah.
So I want to say when he's in a scene, yeah, he's a scene stealer because he's there and you just can't help but laugh, especially
Yeah.
because the jokes surrounding him is that he won't shut up, but we never hear him talk. So I would say he's a scene stealer, and I would say yes.
Yes. So, do you think that this is that he's a show stealer? And do
No.
you think that he belongs on this episode, or do you think he's a scene stealer? Go
Scene
ahead and
stealer.
throw that in the chat. Clobby has made a delineation to make this easier on us.
He's
Oh,
Oh,
not
sorry
a
to
show-
interrupt, guys, but Steve Mitchum is headed out. He said he can't keep his eyes open.
Oh no!
So, yep. Hope you're
All right,
keep
buddy.
feeling better, Steve.
Take care,
Be
man.
good. Yep.
Good night, Steve.
Thank you, buddy. Take care. He's not a show stealer because you got to be part of the plot for that. But he's a scene stealer because every scene he's in, it's funny. You see him, It's a funny running joke.
Yeah.
When they talk about him, you really like him, and they always say he won't shut up. He talks your ears off, but you never get to hear him talk. So no, he's not a
The
show
costume is great. The makeup is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like
Yeah.
like
I love
a
Morty.
fat Grinch, you know. It's like
stealer. He's not a show stealer. He's a scene stealer. There's a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
So here we go. But this article is about show stealers, right? So, all right, next. Number 12 is the bartender in trouble with tribbles. No, scene, yes.
yeah.
Cyrano Jones, you could make a case for stealing the episode in some ways, maybe.
Yeah.
But the bartender's got really one scene, and it's a good scene.
Yeah.
So no, not a show stealer.
Yeah. I don't even
agree,
think he
100%.
should be on the list. As
No.
much as I love TOS, I don't think he should be on
No.
the list.
Yeah,
The
number
scene- again,
17
not
should
as a
be
show
way
stealer.
higher. Number 17 should be much higher than this. I mean,
You mean
in terms of stealing.
You mean The Rock?
the
no,
wrong
number
one?
who was 16? Who was no?
Linnell.
Even that's a scene, really. She doesn't steal that episode either. I think they got the wrong name of the title for this list because I haven't seen a show stealer yet. Because The Rock is a big part of that episode, even though I don't like it. But you can make the case that he's part of that story. Okay, here we go. Let me to roll back a little bit. All right, The Rock. I don't like that episode, but he's kind of part of that story because it's about fighting.
Yeah.
She's great and hilarious. It enhances the episode. But steal the show. I don't know if it wasn't in the episode, it would still been a powerful episode.
Yeah,
she never steals an episode unless you want to say that one that she does because of her adult timey-wimey self. She doesn't steal any episode at all. The scene, okay, it's cute and all that stuff. Bourne steals every scene, but he's not stealing a show. I keep going back to the title. Stole the show. No, you guys are idiots. So
Okay,
far
now I
we
was
haven't
mixing up the naked. The picture, I thought that he was number 7. The Rock was number 17. Okay, I'm
that's
mixing
okay,
up. My,
honey.
yeah,
That's all right. I got your back.
Yeah.
I let you know right away. Don't worry, honey.
Actually,
yeah.
this scene
Thank
is this scene is like a double. It's funny because of both of them.
Right.
Yeah, this scene right here works because of both of these actors, right?
Good one, Scuba. Yeah, I know. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Tribble. A tribble? I use those to polish the spike and flame gems. And I mean, that's a double act right there. So number 11, Spot and Porthos. Okay. I'm sorry. I like Spot and all that kid, but nobody tops Porthos. And
Yeah.
I'm not so sure Porthos steals the scene either, but I like that he's on there. It's kind of funny.
It's like
Yeah.
a cute
I mean,
character.
scenes, yes.
It's a cute, part of the character while you end up humanizes. Porthos helps to humanize the captain.
Well,
So that's
Yeah, but it's still, like, when you think about the entire body of Star Trek, and here we are, what is it, 56 years later, and we're looking at 1966 to 2005, and you think to yourself, who stole the show? I think that if a cat or a dog steals the show, you should just stop making that show.
yeah.
That's all I have to say.
And-
It's a science show. It's a science fiction show.
Yeah, but how about the cat in the TOS Halloween episode that became okay? I'm always so bad at episodes.
Isis.
Cat's Ball.
Yeah, Isis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
Cat's Paw, thank
Assignment
you.
Earth.
Yeah. Come on. I don't know.
Or
Maybe
Assignment Earth. They're two.
maybe they're higher on the list, but yeah, let's see.
Well, since again they're being inaccurate in the way they it's scenes. Spot doesn't ever steal a scene from Data, but you can make a case that Porthos is so much fun. He certainly enhances scenes with Archer.
Yeah,
I love.
I
Porthos.
agree with that. Yeah, cheese
Porthos.
stealer, but not a show. Yeah,
He is a
who's
cheese
been
stealer.
who's been feeding
Stop
Porthos
feeding him cheese.
Yeah,
Number 10. I like Mr. Hom and all. Lurch.
scene stealer. I mean, maybe that one scene where they're
scene.
yeah, when the Riker
got
goes
their-
to carry the
yeah.
luggage and he can barely carry it, and then Mr. Hom picks it up, but that's just like a fun 30 seconds, not a whole. So
He says, "Thanks for the drinks."
Okay, so
Yeah.
for me, I think he belongs on this list if it were for scene stealer.
Right.
But I also think BB Newworth belongs on this list as well. I
Yes, the scene stealer.
absolutely love
Mhm.
Mr. Holm. I think he's hysterical. I love watching him like chug 50 drinks.
Yeah.
I think he's adorable, and I love that he's this big, strong, silent guy. And yeah, I love this character. And would I want to see more of Mr. Home? And do I get excited when I see him on screen? Yes, because I'm always looking forward to what he's going to do. So I love him. I'm just not sure I agree with the title of this
title.
Article and what
Yeah.
he's actually doing there.
Okay.
Let's
Going back
redo the
again a little
title.
bit. Right.
Let's redo the title.
Okay. He's kind of
We're gonna change it.
He makes a cameo and gets his butt kicked. Can't steal an episode, but let's be fair, the episode wasn't about him. The episode's not about her, but she steals the hell out of the scene she's in,
She does.
but not the episode. All right, here we go. Molly did have an episode about her. It wasn't this young girl version. It was the one who grew up. So you might make a case for Molly in that one episode, maybe if you like that episode. It was interesting. I mean, I don't know, but no way in hell. And I like that girl. Scene, not even the scene, maybe the scene. Because
Who wouldn't want to do that to Captain Picard these days, right?
Yeah. Born scenes, sure. The two of them kind of are that scene. And Spot never steals a scene. Porthos, you could say, can be and he had an episode sort of about him. So you can kind of say he's stolen a little bit of scenes here and there.
Yeah, who mentioned that in the chat? Yeah, that when he got poisoned and
Right.
Fox had to figure out a way to cure him, and that was a great episode. So that's not really stealing the show. The episode was about him.
Hom could kind of steal a scene, but that's about it. Nobody yet has really stolen an episode that I'm seeing. Here we go.
Agreed.
Naomi Wildman. You know what? I'm not the biggest Voyager guy, but they had an episode with her, and when she was, the whole crew was in trouble, and basically Seven had to fight him, but Naomi was immune too, and I kind of thought that was a sweet episode. I kind of didn't mind it. I thought that was pretty good, but she's not that great of a character or anything.
It's true.
So did she steal the show?
I don't know. I don't think she's ever stolen a show. I think that she is capable of being a scene stealer. I'm not the biggest Voyager fan, but whenever I do think of Voyager, I think of a very young little girl doing a pretty good job. Acting better than many of the people on Voyager, because the acting on Voyager is not strong. There's not a lot of strong acting. And the Naomi Wildman character, I think, is a standout in outshining the adults on the series. Really, if I want to be frank, when I think about her, I definitely think, wow, she's a very capable little actress. She's very compelling, very sweet, and very good at her job. So I do think that she stole some scenes, and I also think that she stole some shows, because Voyager's acting was never really strong, and the writing was also really weak a lot of the time.
And she was kind of a standout in some of the episodes. So even if you don't like Voyager that much, some of them, I kind of liked Naomi. I didn't have anything against her at all. So there you go.
Yeah, good little girl.
Let's see here. Number 8. I'm almost tempted to say yes. It was a very quick scene.
That was great. Yeah.
It was kind of cool seeing him. I love Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah. I'm going to agree.
This is pretty cool. Captain Bateson.
He would have made a great captain if he got a show.
Yes. If we could have kept him.
They left out one line, though. I'm telling you, I don't care what anyone says. When he says, the USS Enterprise, I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard or whatever. Hello, Apollo meets Minion. And Pupper.
Oh, hello. And Pupper. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you. He should have said in the line when Picard said that, he should have said, Enterprise. That's Jim Kirk's ship. I understand. They really dropped the ball on that one. So tough not to give this one to him. He was just, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, he's lovely. I just
Miles O'Brien before Deep Space.
Oh, hey, that's what I was just thinking of. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he's great.
Yep. I would agree with this. I would agree with this. I mean, I think it's how he got on Deep Space Nine. Everybody loves this wonderful Irishman. I love Colm Meaney. I think that he is just a wonderful, wonderful actor, and he earned everything that he ever received from Star Trek. He earned it all. We were talking earlier about comporting oneself with dignity and grace. And certainly this man in real life and on screen earned every tiny bit of praise he ever got from the fans. We love this person. Miles O'Brien, we love you. And Cole Minnie, we love you.
Yes.
Great job. And you are
I
a
love him.
scene stealer and an episode stealer. For sure, for sure.
One of the great
And
of
what's
all the
not the-
characters.
And of course, he's engineer, right? So what's not to love
Yeah.
about that?
One of the great Trek characters. No question about it. Oh, Dr. Mbinga. I'm gonna say yes on Dr. Mbinga.
Yes, me too.
He was very good. Yep.
One of my favorite characters in all of Star Trek. I wish they would have turned him into a regular
Damn it.
character. So did Clobby. Clobby just absolutely.
I love him.
I love him too. He's absolutely an amazing actor, a marvelous actor. I loved every single scene he was ever in, and yeah, they should have given him a regular job.
Was he only like 2 or 3 episodes?
In
I'm
2
trying to remember.
lesser episodes, Private Little War, and then learn the 3rd season he ends up in, for some reason, ends up in That Which Survives. And I think he should have been in more. I mean, and
Yeah.
I don't understand, again, he was really good. And
I'm trying to remember if it was
he's in
scheduling.
a couple of novels too. I don't know how he ended up in the 2nd episode, but
Yeah.
Well, Raquel probably talked about it at the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, what
Yeah.
I think there was some part. Maybe it was in some movies or something. I'm trying to remember. I think part of it was scheduling too. But yeah, it would have been great if they.
He steals the episodes because he's what stands out about those 2 episodes. I'm like, oh yeah, Dr. Mbenga's in those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's important too that we couldn't make a regular when we've got DeForest Kelly there. And remember,
No.
Gene had to fight to get DeForest Kelly. They did not want D on TOS because they thought that he was a villain, and so the network was against that choice. So Gene had to fight to have him on there, and D was just so gracious, and I'm just so happy that he even agreed to do TOS. And so I think it would have. It wasn't just schedule or anything like that. I'm sure that that's nice to say and stuff, but bottom line is there can only be one doctor and there can only be one Bones. And when you're dealing with such a short show, and what I mean is like broadcasting time, there's no way that you could have 2 outstanding doctors like that competing for it.
True.
I think that Dr. Mbega should have replaced Bones if anything happened to Bones. And then I believe also that the actor passed away. But I would have liked to have seen him in some films. I would have liked to have seen him used more. I would have liked to have seen him in some spin-offs. Or a guest ship on another ship. I would have liked to have seen him a lot more. He was an amazing actor, extraordinarily handsome, and just a very, very gifted actor. I love him.
Very cool character. I know that somebody put him a couple of Trek novels. He was in a couple of Trek novels, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Next is at number 5 is Nurse Chapel. Who doesn't love Nurse Chapel?
Yep.
Higher.
Did she steal an episode or 2?
Yes.
I don't know, but she stole a lot of scenes. And my God, I love this woman.
She's a
Lots
borderline
of hearts. She also stole hearts.
major
Captain.
character.
Yes, she did.
But I mean, she's
Not
almost
a
like
minor character, though.
She's almost like borderline major character, I would say. But
She's certainly she's above a minor character.
yeah.
Yes. See, we need to start talking about criteria, and
everything else. These other characters you can call minor characters, but not her.
Clobby has some behind-the-scenes criteria for what makes a major or minor character. We're going to talk about it off air.
Oh yeah,
Mark, and you should join in that conversation as we talk about it.
Yeah, but we love her, so she's on the list. That's good enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Love her.
Number 4, Shelby.
I agree with
Good
this.
character.
Me too. She stole that episode.
Yeah. Yes.
From the Decker unit.
I can see that. Yes, she did.
There's some good scenes, interactions between them, and then they kind of reconciled in the end too. So
she stood out so much that Peter David did when he did his series of Excalibur novels with Captain Calhoun, the Starship Excalibur. He put her in those books. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
she's
a good
just
Trek writer.
wretched. She's just it's like walking on a glass or Kiri nails on a chalkboard. She's the most annoying and obnoxious, castigating biatch, and it's wonderful. Like I'm just and she slays the Decker unit. I'm sorry.
Oh, let's see here. So yes, I can see that one.
Look at
Number
Red Spider.
3.
Selby stole the
Rock.
episode. Stealing candy from a Decker unit. Baby.
Wow, Ted Cassidy.
I thought The Rock was already on the list.
Rock.
You know, he almost does. He does. In fact, I think he does steal that episode. I'm going to give him that one. J25, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to give it to Ruck on that one.
Me too.
Yeah,
The episode is not one of my favorites or anything. I like it, but
No.
it's got some cool stuff in it. But Rock, the old ones.
Yeah.
The old ones. I like Rock. You rang, sir.
Yep.
Lurch
All
wins
those androids,
today.
yep. Yeah, with all the androids, the cute androids. Yep. I mean, what's not to like, right? Yep.
So good old Ruck. Number, where are we at? 2. Yes. Have no fear, O'Reilly's here. Now, he didn't get a chance to steal it the second time when he was in Conscience of the King, but man, I love the Naked Time. It's one of my favorite episodes. It's a top 10er for me, I think, or close. And part of that is the sheer joy of the character of Kevin O'Reilly. Have no fear, O'Reilly's here. So I love him. I love this. And yes, Joe Steeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with this one as well. Obviously, I love, but it should be Kevin O'Reilly. It's not Kevin Riley, isn't it? O'Reilly. I believe he's an O'Reilly.
I think he just said he was just saying that. I think it is Riley. They kept saying Riley.
It should be O'Reilly if he's Irish.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he changed it at some point, but yeah.
Well, plus it's a great episode too, which actually helps get you on the list too, right? So if it's a great episode, and
Are we ready for number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Judd from The Game.
Yes.
No.
Fox Beard. Oh my God.
You're right.
I'm protesting for the Lazarus vote here. What about Lazarus's beard?
That didn't stick. No. Oh my goodness.
I've been found out. I chose this article just to make my captain laugh, and I didn't succeed in making
I
him
was
laugh.
skeptical when you said that so much. It is. I love it. It's that was my favorite episode. So
Of
I'm
course.
a sucker for that. Oh my God, Jim! I think I liked him better with the beard. Gave him character. Of course, also any change would be an improvement. What worries me is the way his counterpart fit into that. The easy way his counterpart fit into that alternative universe. I always thought Spock was a bit of a pirate at heart. Where's your beard? Where's my personal guard? This beard. They kept talking about his beard because. Yay! Of course. It's logical. You are illogical for being willing part of it. Official. Demand. Sorry. One man can change the present. Be the captain of this enterprise. Let's go for Hawkins to make it stick. Yeah. I love it. Captain Kirk, I will consider it. Moker?
I just have to put this back up again. It's funny.
What?
Sorry, that's my Christmas ornament. The slash. I keep
just
it.
got us demonetized. Thanks.
No, it's all right. Did it?
I don't know.
No sound clips. Yeah. Well, we could make a difference. But I keep that. I can't keep that on the tree anymore. I got to keep that by my desk all year. So yeah. So that's my. That's this guy here. The.
So I
You
made
guys
my
have seen that
captain
before,
laugh.
yep.
My work
did.
is done here.
I
That
love
was
it.
my that was my content for the show this evening, folks. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your marvelous comments, for your thumbs up, your thumbs down, and for even if the article was not great, except for it finished beautifully. I want you to sort of start cogitating. I want you to start having a think on what you consider to be a major character, a minor character, who steals scenes, who steals shows. Because we're going to have something special coming for you in the future. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm not promising it right away, but we're brewing something in the background.
Oh yes, yes indeed. So yeah, that was thank you. Number one, that was a lot of fun. I love it. And that, yes, and that did get me. I couldn't even. I could have guessed like 1,000 times and not said that one.
Spock's beard.
And yeah, that's a good point, Hungry Boy. Finnegan should have been on that list.
Yeah, where's Finnegan?
That's a true show stealer right there.
Good one.
In fact,
good one.
There's another thing. They mean minor characters, I guess, because Khan's a show stealer, and he was only in one episode. He wasn't really minor. But Finnegan was minor, though.
Yeah.
Jimmy boy.
Surely.
Jimmy boy.
Come on. Yeah,
So,
100%
yes.
agree. Yep.
So that's one they miss big time.
And I won't mention what they're doing with Khan on the new stuff, but oh god. Oh,
Exactly. Pop Culture Republic.
Yes.
Pop Culture Republic
Finnegan was
says,
great.
good finish to a not so good article. And now you...
Well, it's Screen Rant, so,
yes,
you know.
Yes.
Yes,
Some stuff
I mean,
was good, but yeah, they
no,
definitely
it was-
left some out. Yeah.
It gave us some fun. And look, I did it last night. I was when I was yelling and screaming last night about that CBR article. They're always good for a blood pressure raise. CBR is just as bad as Screen Rant. CBR is so stupid. Some of those, they got so many of these dumb sites. They put the
Well, it's
dumbest
just for
shit
clicks,
on there.
For clicks.
Yeah, but they are fun for talking about. So yes, yeah.
That's a good subject, though. It's a great thing to think about. Yeah. All right, yeah, because there's so many like Private Little War, Nona, right? Is it Nona?
Ooh, yeah, she was a show stealer.
Right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's,
In that case, if you could go chicks, though, there were a lot of chicks in the original series that were show stealers. I mean, let's face it.
or the outfits for
Nona.
show stealers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cloud Minders
Shore
episode.
Leave, the bunny outfits, those were show
Mhm.
stealer.
Not just those, but also Yeoman Barrows.
Yes.
Love her. Yeah, so they
And
had a few of
the
them.
mirror, your favorite episode.
Oh yeah, Barbara Luna,
Ooh,
Marlena Moreau.
Marlena Monroe. Yeah. Oh, I have her action figure.
I have her autograph, but I didn't get it. A friend of mine got it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a lot of cons though.
Yep.
But I never got to meet her. So, well, what's up next, fellers and ladies and feller? What we got going on?
I don't know.
Marco?
Oh, I do
I
have
feel
that.
very
I can show
satisfied.
that
Oh,
George
cool.
Lucas magazine. Well, it's not,
Oh, okay. Well, hang
it's
on.
Life magazine. It's Life magazine. So let me
Get
change
a
my
Life
camera here.
magazine.
Yeah, Get a Life. Let's see if this is working now.
Get a Life magazine.
There we go. Get a Life.
Oh. Miramani, yeah.
That's
Oh,
true.
wow.
Yeah, now they're going,
Oh, yeah.
Hungry boy, I love you, hungry boy. I love you.
Oh, she Ida.
Love
So-
that human.
Yep, know
good
that.
one.
Not quite. I think that was Nancy Kovac was her actual name. I think Snort Poopus.
So, of
Kim
course, I was-
Novak was a different actress. Go ahead.
different actress. Yeah. So, of course, I was in the grocery store the other day, and I don't do much shopping because I buy everything in sight. You know, I'm not allowed to go in the store that often. So,
This
so
is
that's a
new or
joke.
something?
This is brand new. Yes, I'm banned from Costco.
Oh, okay.
by the missus, not because, you know,
From
it's
Costco?
like you
Oh,
go-
wow,
yeah, 'cause,
Costco
like,
even?
well, it's a running
Wow,
joke.
dude.
It's like, you know, if I go to Costco,
Right.
it's like, did you really need like a kit of 300 drill bits and all these tools
Yeah.
and like,
Mark?
you know,
Mark, my husband calls Costco the $20 store. He said, if you ever want to know what's in your cart, everything at Costco costs roughly $20. So if you're not even paying attention to what you put in the cart, count your items, times it by $20. That's your bill at Costco. So we don't call it Costco anymore. We call it the $20 store.
yeah.
We just started going there. My mom and dad has a membership for a while. My son and I go there now. Get some good
it's
stuff.
great. No, it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, and then you go buy
They don't
the
have the-
the
remember when-
DVDs.
So we used to go to Sam's, which was the same thing, and they used to have a bunch of DVDs and stuff. This one or near us has nothing like that.
Oh, no
They have a-
DVDs. Yeah.
No
Oh.
DVDs anymore.
Oh
Damn it.
wow.
You can't find those at West. DVD physical are just leaving. Maybe
You know, I haven't been in. I'm not allowed, so I haven't been in a while. But yeah, every time I'm
they
there,
don't have anything
I'm with
anymore.
her. I'm like, "Can I buy this?" She's like, "No, you have enough DVDs. You don't need any
Well,
more."
they're gone
Well, in
now from
Canada,
here.
Costco, when you first walk into Costco in Canada, you walk through a beautiful electronics section. So you're walking
Oh,
through
yeah.
all of the
Oh,
Mark would decimate. his memory.
we
Yeah,
don't,
it gets-
we don't
it
have
gets
those
ugly.
anymore. They got rid of it from the one in here, if they had it here. Not even many books anymore either.
Yeah,
Oh,
books
wow,
don't sell
really?
like they used to,
We have
unfortunately.
a
Yeah.
full section of books here.
Steve
at Costco.
Ernest, it's been a Coon's
Hey,
age.
Steve.
Steven Ernest.
Been forever. Hey,
So the making of Star Wars before it had any numbers to it, right?
is this a hardcover or a trade paperback?
It's a magazine. So if you go to your local
Okay.
grocery store, of course, I was checking out, and I see this walking down the row. I'm like, oh god, how can I not buy? And like, if you don't buy it, like I bought some nice Superman magazines and things. You know, it's like, once you see it, like, oh, I gotta buy the damn thing. Crud.
Nice. Oh wow.
It's not going to be away from the mics. I'll just flip through a few pages. But yeah, the pictures are great in this. So I haven't read it yet, but it looks pretty cool.
No, very nice. That's cool. When there was still a Star Wars left to care about. Right at the beginning, in fact, right there. Makes me sad now what's happened to Star Wars.
Hey everyone, remember when Star Wars didn't suck?
Yes, I
That
do.
Cool picture. That's awesome. I love that.
Well, it's been a while, but I do. Wow. Hardware Wars. I loved it. Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked it when men had hair like this. It worked for me.
Yeah. Big hair.
Yeah, well, when men were, I don't know, men were handsome. I like the military cuts too. I think men look rather handsome at this time.
Men were real men. Women
Yeah.
were real women. And small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri were real small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri. Flash Gordon. Whoa, dude, you got a Buster Crab in there, man. Go back
So
go back to
this is
Buster
all
Crab.
the backstory on Lucas's influences. So that's obviously one, right?
Yep. Oh, man. Seven Samurai, Magnificent Seven, Kurosawa stuff.
Well, yeah, because if you're
Hidden
watching,
Fortress.
there's such a huge Western influence on Star Wars. And if anyone saw the latest episode of the Boba Fett / Mandalorian show, you know what I'm talking about. And that's that character's directly taken from the good, bad, and the ugly. So it's great Western influence and Japanese influence too in Star Wars. Darth Vader's helmet is it's a samurai armor basically.
That's Francis Ford Coppola, but is that next to him? Is that Kurosawa next to him? Who is that all the way to the left? The middle one's Coppola.
Yeah, I think.
Is it Akira Kurosawa?
Yeah,
Oh, crap. Wow.
Yep.
My goodness.
Picture.
Yeah.
There's a picture of David
Well, they knew how to. Oh, there's American Graffiti.
Yeah.
George, why did you do this to us?
That picture, yeah. There's
We'll
a lot
never
of
get
great
them-
behind the scenes pictures, yeah.
We'll never have them together again.
One of the worst cases of lost opportunity in the
Ever.
history of cinema.
In absolute tragedy, 2015 will always be a sick tragedy.
Of course, that's the actors that played R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Baker was from down my way. Not too far from where I'm in Mississippi.
Yeah, that's how they discovered Chewbacca. Yep. Oh, that's the picture I wanted to show. Look at how big David Prowse is back there.
David Prowse is a big dude. Did he train Christopher Reeve?
Yep. Yes, he did. Yep.
He was in Clockwork Orange. A Clockwork Orange, I should say. Practical effects.
Look at the Dam Busters, which is a big influence on Star Wars.
Yep. Cool. Good old magazine.
Yep.
Nice to buy a mag. Isn't it nice just to buy a mag? Again, since everything's on the line, everything's all over the internet and everything these days. Just like
Yeah,
get
it's
a
just nice to have that.
The magazine, you know.
Grab that and just hold it. Yep.
Book or a mag or something. Yeah, something.
Put my reading glasses on now, which I didn't need in 1977.
No, it's not your eyes. It's not your eyes. I always tell everyone it's not my eyes that are messed up now that I'm a half century old. It's just that my arms aren't long enough.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh man, Roman's Chinese theater. Wow. My goodness. Oh my. One of the. Yeah, it was fun to be a kid back then. Princess Leia.
And of course, I never understood all that. Never understood the controversy over Leia. It's like she ends up killing Jabba the Hutt in the end. It's like, what do you? That's the ultimate badass princess, right? You know, they kept saying she was, you know.
What's the controversy?
Over
about
how
she was not wearing much.
Yeah, but I don't understand the controversy.
Well, me either, but
Does
that's
that
why I
type
don't
of
understand
thing
it.
still exist in our world today, like right now? Yes.
Oh yeah, people
Yeah.
still.
Yeah,
Yes.
So that whole thing still exists. So
Yep.
rather than seeing it as from that particular lens, why not see it from the other lens where you could actually use it as a talking point? See, it all depends upon what lens you want to use to discuss these particular social issues. You know, and that lens isn't necessary here because it portrays a reality in fantasy that can provoke decent discussion instead of covering up issues and just pretending that because it doesn't occur in your backyard that it doesn't exist at all. So yeah, no controversy as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but it's continually brought up now because you can't have ladies looking nice, quote unquote. But the thing is, I'm like, she's such a kick-ass character. I mean, she's the original, you know, princess. You know, they always point out we need, you know, strong female characters. I'm like, what's not kick-ass about Princess Leia? I mean, and she did it, and you didn't even think about it. Like as a kid, as a boy in the '70s, I'm like, oh, I love Princess Leia. She's awesome. You know, well, you know, she's a great character because she was a true character, and it was you understood her
Well, when I
motivations.
saw it in the theater, and I was a young girl at the time, when I saw it in the theater, I saw reality.
Yeah,
And
it
women
was a
are
truthful
vulnerable.
character.
Women and girls are vulnerable in that way, and there's no shame in what happened to her. But the fact that she was able to kick butt and you know, slay this terrible person who was doing this to hundreds of thousands of maybe even millions of different species of females. Once again, you know, as somebody who studies social science, it's very important for people to test their presuppositions. So if the presupposition is we're only going to use this lens, we're always going to come out with the same. We're always going to come to the same conclusion, and I definitely see it as not only a portrayal of reality, but an opportunity to talk about the fact that that still exists in our world today, and pretending that it doesn't work, and turning her into the hero of the story by conquering this dastardly, horrible, horrific villain. I think is proof in itself, is it not?
100%.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
that
that's
gets
a cool-
ignored, and that gets ignored today too in all the discussion. Like her
Oh yeah.
costume is problematic. It's like, well, what about what she did and how the character was written and the resolution of the story and
Only
that
to
last
idiots,
scene.
though. Only
Yeah,
to idiots.
yeah.
I mean, who
And
else
not
can
and
get it?
not very and not women are not like women don't all feel the exact same way about being scantily clad either. Not all women see it in that way, and so I think that those are the loudest voices. But I don't consider my body my shame. I'm an educated woman. I'm an empowered woman, and I just don't see my body as my shame. I don't think that uh, modesty is something that I believe in as a woman. I think a woman's body is beautiful, but I also think men's bodies are beautiful, and men's bodies are exploited today as well. I mean, I don't think those Thor movies would be doing half as well as they're doing, if not for the washboard abs of a man who has to work out 24/7 just to look that way. So and I want to make the point too that the body is not inherently sexual. It can be an aesthetic of beauty, and people who hear me say this often. But look at the statue of David. Um, the statue of David isn't pornographic. It's not evocative of sexual intercourse. It doesn't turn anyone on. And it's okay to look at the body in a non-sexual way and admire it. So I think it's a much more complicated issue than just modesty means feminism. I don't think that modesty means feminism. In most cases, I actually think that modesty can endanger feminism because it means that I have to be responsible for how other people view my body, and I don't get to portray my body how I want. So as a woman, I think that people should not think that we all have the same opinions, that we're just a monolith and we all agree on this, because we certainly don't. I believe in nudity. I like nudity. And I like nudity in almost every facet, as long as it doesn't involve any type of violence or any type of a power differential. I like nude beaches. I go to nude beaches. I love art, and I don't think we should cover up paintings or statues because someone has a certain sensibility. And yeah, I think that's a bunch of hooey. And so I'm going to continue to wear a bikini because I'm half a century old and I'm still a size 2. So you're going to see me in a bikini a lot. The end.
Here,
Well,
here.
way to be.
Yeah,
Here.
what do I say to that one? Yeah,
You're not
just
going to get
kidding.
any arguments around here. So.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a size 22. What's my? I don't know the sizes. You don't want to know. Yeah, you don't want to see me in anything scantily clad. But yeah, and I'm going to vouch for Clobby too. I guess you'd probably agree with that sentiment, right? We don't want to see us, either of us, scantily clad. Either.
But to be fair, I don't want to see any dude that way ever. So it don't matter.
Yeah,
You or me, it don't matter.
Yeah.
It's a very non-sexual experience when you go to a beautiful nude beach, and I've been to many nude beaches all over the world, and it's a very non-sexual experience. It's a very freeing experience, and it feels great to go into the sea, and to not have people oogling or ogling one another, and to just be in one with that environment, and to just let it happen and not be a sexual being. And so no one on that beach is feeling sexual. And so I think it's, becoming terrified of nudity and only seeing nudity from one lens, and that nudity is power, I think is wrong. I think it's a fundamentally flawed idea. This is the way we're born. And so if we have to change that because people are afraid of it, I think that creates a wrong, really troublesome way of creating a presupposition, just taking for granted a tacit, an unspoken agreement that the body is a bad thing. And the body isn't a bad thing. And women should not have to be afraid to be naked. We should be able to be as naked as we want to be, whenever we want to be, however we want to be. And that's what I believe. So there are lots of different opinions out there on that. So when I saw her in that bikini, I thought that she was powerful, and addressing the issue of what was being done to her. Not only did that exist at that time, but it still exists now. So let's not pretend that isn't a reality for hundreds of thousands of women all over the world, and children, I might add, hundreds of thousands of women and children in that exact position here today.
Oh, she meant so much to a whole generation of boys. Let's face it. Let's be honest about that. And yet, was it 4, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, that I'm not too long around, maybe even before Disney got their filthy claws all over Star Wars, people started complaining about, not only just because it's scantily clad, but the name of the outfit is Slave Leia. The words when there was in a toy or whatever it was. So it's like, oh, gross. Oh, so what? I mean, it doesn't. And by the way, women and young women to this day still cosplay that at cons. Dragon Con had a Slave Leia contest every year, like 20 or 30 or 40 girls dressed up as Slave Leia. Yeah. I guess they still do it. I don't know.
Well, Olivia Munn was famous for Slave Leia costume. Yeah.
So for those people you're talking about, we make fun of them. They are still a small number. They're a loud number, and they influence a lot of people, unfortunately, when they shouldn't. These prudish turds. But no, Slave Leia outfit's one of the sexiest outfits ever.
Yeah, but how do they measure how high the bathing suit is up from your knees?
This is what I was just going to bring up, and this is the truth. Like, I grew up in a time, and I grew up in an environment that was very religious, and I'm not anti-religious. I'm not an atheist. I'm agnostic. But yes, I did grow up in this Judeo. I can't even talk. In a Christian environment. And it was very different for girls in the 70s. So there would be no way that you could wear like a halter top that had straps. And if you went to school, you were responsible for how people were looking at you. So you had to make sure that you covered up. And there was a lot of measuring of skirts and what was seen as okay for a girl and what wasn't, and whether or not even women should wear pants. So there has been a long history of controlling what women wear. And for much of that history, it's been about concealing women, hiding women, as though they're invisible, as though they don't exist. And I exist, and I exist, and no one gets to tell me what I should or I shouldn't wear. And if I want to be naked on a beach, I should be able to be naked on a beach, and I should be able to wear whatever I want. And I think that everyone should have the brains to comport themselves with dignity and to realize that there is a sartorial choice for every occasion, and to use their better judgment. So I dress one way when I go to church, but that does not mean that I think that the body is inherently disgusting or inherently sexual, and that women, have to conceal themselves as much as possible. I just, those two things don't go together. One is just a reverence and a respect for that environment, and then the other is my fundamental belief that we're born in these beautiful bodies, that we are works of art, and that we're not inherently sexual. We can be sexual, but that's merely one mode of our existence. We're here to do more than just breed. Does that make sense?
Yep. Oh, yeah. And my mom growing up obviously went to a strict Catholic school. I guess that's an oxymoron. Excuse me, because in the 50s, everything was strict. And, they would have, the nuns would measure your skirts above your ankles, periodically, and then you get sent home if and this was like from your ankles. We're not talking above the knees or below the knees. So and then when you had a dance, if you got too close to a boy, they'd get out there, and then maybe you've seen those some of those scenes in the movies, but she lived through that. I mean, there's all there's gradations of things that are acceptable, but and I guess it did teach on the one hand I'm not trying to make fun of religion or things like that, obviously, but
no, please don't.
there's some mores that there's a value to in terms of how you comport yourself and how you dress, and that should be up to people. And there's something nice about
but that's culture, and
culture,
I think that people need to connect with the fact that there's a difference between culture and religion, and I think religion is a great thing, and it's a beautiful thing, and I have so much respect for it. And I definitely comport myself with the expectations of the church when I'm in the church, any church. I even go to Gurdwara, and I definitely dress for Gurdwara, and I dress to hear the Gurbani, And I have extreme respect for folks who have decided on what they think happens to us in the great perhaps, in the afterlife. And I would never disrespect that. But I think it's very important for people to realize that when we're out in the city and we're out in society, that it's about culture. And I don't think that we all have to ascribe, or not ascribe, that we all have to prescribe to those beliefs that are in holy places. There's holy places, and then there's public places. And I just want to divert for 1 second here because something incredibly special has just happened, which is probably why I can't even talk right now. Mrs. Scuba Pete has joined us tonight, and she has actually been watching and listening to our show for a long time, and she just joined in the chat. And I just want to say, Leslie, I just love you and your family so much. It is such a great honor to have you join in the chat tonight, and I appreciate your support and watching the show with us. And you know what, girl, one day we are going to meet on a beach. It's going to be White Beach. I can't say if it's going to be mojitos or if it's going to be margaritas or what it's going to be, but it's going to be White Sand Beach, and we're going to have a great time. And I love you and your whole family, and you are just marvelous people. So good to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Hell, yep. And yeah, getting back to the uniform things, actually, it was kind of nice wearing a uniform every day going to school as a kid. There was no, everyone was the same, quote unquote. You didn't have to compete for outfits or, we complain about it. But hey, I'm really good at tying a tie to this day because you had to tie one every day plus gym class, and so really fast at tying a tie. But there was something nice about I have to say wearing the uniform, and that if the modesty and there is something there that the appropriate time and place. Of course, things can be taken too far, but and obviously we're talking about this. We started with this was the critique of Leia's outfit, where people are just being being ridiculous in terms of not understanding the context of the story and the character, and it was something that was Jabba was an incredibly evil character, and so you can't have what's the pun what bugs me today is that they don't want to have any characters that are pure evil. They've always got to have a gray area or some kind of thing that was done to them. They're getting away. Even the Rancor now. You can't have like a purely evil Rancor.
No, it's got to be a teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
It's so great to see you, Mrs. Scuba Pete. By the way.
Yeah, even evil guys, you can't really get mad. No one's actually evil. There's no truth, and no one's actually evil. Everyone has a story. Don't you know that, Mark?
Yeah.
There's no good and evil, Mark. Don't you understand?
It's all gray. It's all gray.
It's all gray. And look, sometimes when you see a villain and he might blow up an entire country and kill millions of people, it's because he was poorly misunderstood. That's right. I mean, he didn't get to have applesauce with supper, and this has made him the man he is today.
And my cereal was soggy several times in my youth, so that was.
I'm sorry, megalomania. That's the next step for you. I mean, soggy cereal is the real tipping point. It's
Dr.
the straw.
It's in his origin.
This is true.
Right.
But so I just wanted to set the record straight there because there was a time when women were fighting to have autonomy over their own bodies and their own sartorial choices. And so I'm a champion of that. And I think male bodies are beautiful. I love looking at naked men in museums, and not for any sexual reason, but just because I just think it's incredible the way that our bodies work. I just think it's absolutely remarkable, the human body, the human machine. I just think it is the most bewildering, gorgeous, crazy, scary thing. And I feel the same way about female bodies. So I love that she's wearing a bikini. And anyone who would like to move us away from women not wearing bikinis because they consider that feminism or they consider that power, that's a presupposition I don't get on board for. And I just wanted to make that clear. I didn't want to steal the direction there and hijack the direction there.
What do you mean?
Mark, I love you.
No,
and I just
We're
No,
a
it's
team
all
on
good.
it's Thursday
Yeah.
night. This is CLOBBY'S Clubhouse. Yours are just as responsible for the direction as any of us. Well, it's just, we're all that's what we're here for.
Yep. The
Yeah.
give and
Well,
take,
I love
and
you
back
guys,
and
and
forth. Yep.
thank you for supporting me, because there are a lot of people out there that are like Mrs. Scuba Pete and me, and we grew up in the 70s, and we're pretty happy with all of these powers we have. But her and I, we've traveled the world. We've seen other places in the world where we don't have those types of freedoms, where you're not free to look at art, where you're not free to relish in the things that we can create and what we are as a species. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff, let alone wear a bikini. And so I think it's very important that they realize that the opinions of women are quite dynamic. And I have never felt as though I'm being objectified when I'm in a bikini. If a man wants to look at me in a bikini, or even a woman wants to look at me in a bikini, that is perfectly fine with me. This is my body. I was born in it. I'm not going to cover it up because it's somehow inherently my shame. It's not inherently my shame. It's my vessel. It's my container. This is my container.
And that's a very Star Trek concept, right? Yep.
Yeah.
That is your your container, right? Yep. And it's something where people, we always joke about, the USA. It's like, well, you can have as much violence as you want. I'm on Toxic Tuesday with Nick every week, and we kind of joke about that too. In terms of, Americans are so prudish. It's like you have all the violence and gore, and oh my God, if you show some nudity, shut that down. I mean, because I always tell the story, going. I think I've told it before here. I went to my dad obviously is
Wow.
Swiss. I've mentioned before, so we were driving to Monaco. We visited some cousins, and I'm 12 or 13, 14 at the time, and you get to Monaco, and everyone's topless there, so. Never forget the scene. I can still close my eyes and see the woman. She's wearing a bikini, topless. This hat that was this massive hat, gorgeous hat, and when walking a poodle on the sidewalk of Monaco, and my dad and I, were gawking, and my mom's, Lucian, get your eyes on the road. Mark, close your eyes.
Stop looking.
It's stop looking, and then. But it was just the way. It was nothing sexual about it. Although the woman was incredibly sexy, and I was, 13-year-old kid. And then, but then after a while, like you go to the beaches there, everyone's topless. You almost forget.
That's right.
And there were like ads, on TV. There was, people topless, and there was a great Coca-Cola Diet Coke ad I wanted to bring back. It was like this girl that was on the billboard topless drinking a Diet Coke. I'm like, oh, my friends would get a big, kick out of that, but I never got the copy of that. But I'm like guys, when I came back, I'm like, they have Coca-Cola ads on billboards with naked women. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
So, but it's just different culture, different,
You're
it's just
naked too. Like you show your boobies when you're on the beach. I look at your boobies. I look at all men's boobies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you get used to it. Like once you've traveled the world and you realize that your body's not your shame, it's just your container, and everybody has a container. And you want to cover up the reproductive bits, and the rest of it you can do your thing with, and it shouldn't be offensive to anyone. But what I find remarkable is in conveying that story, the thing that stood out to you was not her boobies, and you're only 13 years old. It was that she was sexy and confident, and here she had this voluminous hat and this cute little dog, and you were in this very, very affluent, very cosmopolitan place. And so you convey your story as this beautiful atmosphere you were in, and didn't even discuss her boobies. For all we know, her boobies could have looked like trouts, or they could have looked like watermelons. But that wasn't what. Do you see what I'm saying? So
I still remember the hat actually more than
but you're
the whole
proving my
scene, the
point.
scene, the whole scene, the whole.
Men will not die if they see boobies. They're just boobies, right?
Yes,
they're just boobies.
Indeed.
And Oliver asks me, he says, Ms. Raquel, who's your favorite Charlie's Angel, Mrs. Raquel, and I am a Mrs. Who's your favorite Charlie's Angels trio that had strong women empowerment? I like all the old ones. I love Farrah Fawcett. I thought Farrah Fawcett was good when she was great. She was great on the show, but I also love Cheryl Ladd. I thought Cheryl Ladd
Yeah,
was incredible. Jacqueline Smith is a must for me, and Kate
Right.
Jackson is a must for me. I just love both of them, and
Yeah, they
I
were the best.
yeah, and women cops and just women cops looking sexy. And I love that you brought that up, Oliver, because that's Oliver Belamonte. That's where you got to see women in lots of different contexts. Powerful, dressed up in uniforms, so they're asserting strength. Sometimes they're in these really, really cool power suits. Other times they're in bikinis. Other times they're in these sexy ball gowns. Oliver Belamonte, you were plugging right into where my heart is, and that is right when women got all of our rights. and we were so happy about it. We were celebrating it. I'm still celebrating Oliver. So
There
I
you go.
love this comment, and thank you so much.
Yeah, and everyone was it Kate Jackson? I think it was Kate Jackson went on Saturday Night Live back then. You know when it was funny back in the 70s, during when the show was on the air. You know, and they had a running gag throughout that episode that whenever someone would meet her, they go, "Oh, the smart one, right?" I think I called her the smart one.
Yeah.
Because she was, I guess she wasn't as glamorous as the others.
Not as stunning.
Fun of the
Yeah.
stereotype, but she went along with it. It was a funny joke. It makes fun of it. And yeah, Cheryl was good, but when you're a kid, man, it was Farrah first. Then
Yeah.
Cheryl was like had a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
But,
That poster, everyone had that poster.
Everyone
Farrah
had that
Fawcett
poster. Farrah Fawcett. But, yeah, Cheryl's good now. She was good. I'm not so
Yeah,
sure
but
about
People
Tanya.
still buy. Kids don't buy posters like we used to, right?
I don't
That's not a
think
thing
so.
anymore, right?
I don't know. They have
Probably
posters
not,
some
right?
places.
They have their tiny metal boxes that
But
are
they have-
in their pocket, and they
Right.
look at they
Yeah,
look
but for their
at
rooms
things.
and stuff.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
But every kid's room was covered with all the posters of stuff they loved.
They still have some, but yeah, it's not like when we used
It's
to
not
go
like
to
you used to,
Spencer's
right?
or whatever. Or you go to Spencer's or you go to some of these stores and have these big racks of posters and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess they get something on their walls. I don't know. I've been the kids' room in forever, but I mean, I guess I don't know. Good question.
You used to get
That's-
magazines with posters in them too. Like I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
getting
yeah.
all
Yep,
like
yes.
all
You
the
put 'em
all
on
the
your wall,
mags with like Star Wars posters, or of course Star Wars was probably the most popular growing up, and like you have all these cool posters you'd rip out and put on your wall, and your mom would yell at you if you put that's why I used a ton of Fun Tack, because that didn't damage the walls. That like clay that to hold up the posters versus the,
yeah.
like
Earthquake
don't
putty.
use
You can
pins.
get earthquake putty.
Yeah.
And that'll
Yeah.
stick.
Don't use pins, or if I used pins on the wall, that didn't go so well.
That was Deem's word to days. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, remember everyone had all their walls and their roof. And then remember in the 80s, if you were a teenager in the 80s or even becoming an adult like I was at that time, everyone had those banners, the silk banners. So that gave way to making the entire ceiling be silk banners. So I had my Pink Floyd silk banner, and I
Hanging
had
from the ceiling, right?
yeah. So you had those hanging from the ceiling,
Yeah.
and of course your mom would come in and say, "Don't hang that near the light. You're gonna burn the house down."
Yep.
The walls are completely covered, and we were quite poor when I was growing up. We were of very modest means. I would even use the word abject poverty to describe my upbringing. And I have to tell you that I was very amused by your story of how you hung your posters up, because, of course, I had to use toothpaste, and that's what I was told at school.
What?
Because if
Toothpaste?
you could moisten it, you could pull the poster down, and your mom would not yell at you for marking up the walls. So yeah,
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why Fun Tack was invented.
Mhm.
Wow.
You know what Fun Tack? I don't know if they call it.
No.
They call it Fun Tack
No,
in Canada. It's
no idea what that is.
it's like a clay. It's like a clay. And my friends would make fun of me
Okay.
because I had so much Fun Tack.
Yeah.
And it's great for putting in your action
Posters,
figures. It's
yeah.
awesome for holding up your. They call it mounting putty. The Loctite bought it now. I'm looking it up, but it's like all my action figures. You'd put that under their feet. Scuba Pete must know what I'm talking about. And then you would put so the figures don't tip over. So all my action figures are covered with Fun Tack on the feet.
Still have tons of posters on wall in that little room I have most of my comics in, but also still have tons of not tons of, but a bunch of one sheets some Trek
Nice.
ones and some other ones, old movies. I got to look and see what, I don't even know what I have in there anymore. I used to, but I didn't collect one sheets that much, but I do have a few, and a few Trek ones even.
I wish I had a picture of my college dorm where I had all my Star Trek posters up, and we covered the ceiling too. So I had like 20 Star Trek posters up, and that was a popular room with the ladies. Let me tell you. And yeah, we had my roommate. Let's cover the ceiling with posters. So that was fun. I wish I had some pictures of that because
Scuba knows what you're talking about. So in your neck of the woods in the United States,
yep.
Scuba has seen Poster Tack. He's giving you a double thumbs up. He's saying, "Yep, I know exactly what that stuff is."
Yep. So I was Mr. Fun Tack. Yep, I had mounds of it for all the junk, and yeah, it works great for the action figures so they don't topple over so on their feet. Yep. You kind of stick them to the table. Yep. Oh, it's fun.
Yes, indeed. We need to probably we've done most of what we can do on Star Trek comics, haven't we? But I still think I got a couple more Star Trek comic shows in me. Last night when I was here, it was just me and a bunch of people in the chat, and Jill popped in, and she was asking some questions about Trek comics, and someone else was too. So I don't know. I think even though it was a bit of while since I've done a Star Trek show about comics, I think it's about time we did another one. I know we've done it a couple here, but I'm talking about put it into history,
pick like a series, or do the whole
Yeah.
Like you could do Marvel maybe, or the original, the first one, the Archie Goodwin.
Yeah, might
run.
Maybe a review even every now and then.
Yeah, no, that's fun. Yep. And,
Well, you already know how I feel. I have to mute my mic because the dogs have got their squeaky toy and they're having a go at it. But
that's okay.
You already know, Captain, I will definitely be on board for that, especially Gold Keys. If we were ever to have either of you ever been in a book club where you choose a book and then you're all in the book club together and you read the chapters together, or a certain amount of chapters together, and then you all get together to talk about it. Well, if we were to start some sort of clubhouse read along where we could read some of the especially the Gold Key Star Trek comics, although I have Marvel and DC Star Trek comics as well, I would be absolutely thrilled just to hear what you guys have to say about the panels, about the story. You guys have so much insight. You guys are such magnificent. Clobby is a glorious genius geek, and I just would love to hear what he would have to say. And he was describing to me that you guys did a comic review, and you guys literally did the entire comic together
Monday night. It was a lot of fun.
I have to. I would be, if we did that with Star Trek. Oh my goodness! I would be sitting in the audience, and I would take out whichever ones that I had. Of course, I don't have the full sets. I have almost all the DCs, but not all of the Marvels, and I'm missing some of the Gold Keys. But I would be so into it.
All right. Let me tell you what we're going to do here, because I'm really having a lot of fun doing these comic books reviews. I pick like different people to do them for me. I had a lot of fun Monday night doing that one with Mark.
Yeah, it was great.
What we're going to do is we're going to. Have you ever read Dead of Honor, Mark? Star Trek.
Was that the Peter David, or is that
Chris
that
Claremont, Adam Hughes? It was a graphic novel.
I'm checking my fuzzy memory.
Ollie's. I was at Ollie's the other day. They were there. It was just as done like the late 80s. They have 5 billion copies sitting there still. I don't know where they got them all. $3 a piece. And it's really great art. It's considered by some one of the best Star Trek comics ever made. I want to give one to Raquel. I want to get one up there. The thing is $3. And that is one with the three of us. I want the three of us to review it. Dead of Honor, Raquel.
Oh, I'm in.
It takes place. It's a Trek story that is kind of like a history of Kirk's life a little bit. It takes place after Trek 4. And it's reliving part of his life, and it's considered by some. It's been a long time since I've read it now, but I remember liking it when it came out. Because in as much as I liked, a lot of DC Trek comics, because sometimes I wasn't fond of the way DC did some of their Trek comics. Well, they're better than Gold Key in the sense that they're better stories, because Gold Key has nice covers, but the characters are nothing like the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So This one by Chris Claremont and Adam Hughes is considered a classic. In fact, let's take a look at it.
Okay, well, I'm just looking it up right now. Mark,
find you a
where would I get a hold of that?
Oh, I'll get you. Look, don't even.
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy
There,
to get.
I can get you 50 copies right now
Really?
for $3 a pop. As I said, Ollie's has it for $3. Let's see here. Hang on, I'm gonna show it to you a little bit. Star Trek: Dead of Honor. It's got great art by Adam Hughes.
I'm checking my memory, my A to Z, Mr. Ataz library to see. Yep.
By the way, I want to get that. I want to get that Star Trek digital collection to Raquel, which I need to just send that to you through a. It has all the Star Trek comics on digital file. But let's see here. All right. Okay, here we go. And this is it's a one-off. It's a one shot, so we could all review it, and we won't do it on Saturday Night Star Trek. We'll do it on a regular show. We can do it here maybe or something, and it would be interesting to have Raquel review a comic, her first comic review ever. But it's Star Trek, so she'll have
I love learning. I especially love learning from erudite geeks like you and Mark, and I would just love this.
Well, you have nothing to learn because you know Trek. That's all you need to know. But this is here it is.
Yep.
Here's a picture of the cover.
Oh.
That's a classic cover. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
And
that artwork is
nice cover.
sensational.
Right. And have different facets of Kirk's life. And
I'll be right back. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. The dogs have something.
Okay.
I'll be 2 seconds. I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry.
No
Just
problem.
2
No
seconds.
problem at all. No problem.
Yep.
I know you have a copy of it already.
Beam
Mark,
away
probably.
for a second.
I know you have a copy of it, Mark.
I had to have read.
But if you need me to grab you a copy, I'm not kidding. I know you don't have Ollie's up there.
For $3.
For the past year, I've been seeing a bunch of copies there. But then I went there the other day, and they had more, and they must have had 40 copies.
A warehouse. They must have found like a warehouse or something.
Yeah, they do. And it's this.
That's still in print, isn't it?
It's this version, right? No. Well, I don't know. It might still be in print.
I wonder if it is. Yeah. It's a great cover there. Yep.
Yeah. So
because I did buy a bunch of Star Trek comics too digitally. They had when they have those Humble Bumbles, and you could buy like ton of comics. So they had a great digital deal. Unfortunately, some of the newer stuff was included, but they did had they had a ton of the old comics, and it was pretty fun. Fun to pick up.
But I'm talking about the one that has
yeah.
Sorry about that, fellas.
The disc, the one I got from a disc that has every comic from the beginning of Gold Key until like 2002 or something or whatever.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's
I have
great,
that.
Yeah,
I need to send that to you on a.
Well, we can do that. There's a way I can talk you through that, so you don't even have to send it. But there's ways to do it.
Oh, can I send it to you? Oh, really? Well, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll do that off there. Yeah, I can tell you how to get it over without having to physically do it. Yeah.
But Adam Hughes is a great artist. So, I think this is from Dead of Honor. Yeah, so this is a pretty good comic though, and
it looks beautiful.
It really is. It's some consider it the best Trek comic ever made. I don't know if I do or not. I might. It's been called that. I mean, it's been so long since I've read it, and I seem to remember being somewhat critical of it when it came out. So it's been 30 years since I've read this.
And there was a Peter David. I've read so many Star Trek comics. There was a Peter David run that was fantastic, and it was Kirk getting court-martialed. I'm trying to remember the storyline, but there was some fantastic Peter
James
David.
T. Kirk.
Yeah, that was
It's
fantastic.
called The Trial of James T. Kirk.
And as I was reading at the time, I'm like, this is so good. I remember telling my friends and Star Trek buddies who don't read comics, I'm like, guys, you got to read this, even if you don't like comics. You'd love this story. It's so great. And I got to meet Peter David at Comic-Con. He was a little standoffish, but I guess if you got someone, I wasn't trying not to gawk. But I'm like, oh, that's. I'm just want to thank you for all your, your great. I read every issue of Hulk you did, and your Star Trek. Just really appreciative of it. Trying to be nice. He was a little standoffish, and like, oh, I wish I had brought about something for you to sign, like my issue of Hulk or something to sign. It's like, yeah, you probably should have. It's like it made me feel like about 2 inches
What a
tall.
nice guy.
Like, gee, thanks. I didn't know you were going to be, and who the heck knew who was going to be there at that Comic-Con with the people can't say right and left. So it's like, yeah, you probably should have. Oh God,
Guys,
Yeah.
I know that you're in an in-depth conversation, but I just wanted to let you know that Aaron Baker walked through the door while we were talking about the comics. So I just
Hello,
wanted
Aaron.
to say hello to Aaron.
Hello,
hey,
Aaron.
Lauren. Yep, appreciate you being
Welcome.
here. And he's a huge Blake Sevens fan too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a lot of great groups on Facebook. Everyone should check out.
Yes.
I don't think Aaron
Yes.
will mind me saying that, but yeah.
No,
So when
that's-
Aaron, I'm through. I'm just about midpoint of season 3, maybe. So yep, been enjoying Blake Seven.
Yeah, you're
Although,
making
well, I
me wanna
can't
go
say.
watch some.
Yeah, no, I can't say. Oh, I don't want to give any spoilers because people haven't watched it. So
Yeah.
the season 3 was very confusing. I've talked off air with Clobberin times about that in terms of characters. I guess I was asking and stuff.
Are you
but
Are you at
it was a
City at the Edge of the World yet?
I'm bad with names, so let me. I
Alan
can't remember.
Baker?
I don't know. I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay,
Yep,
never mind.
yep.
But yeah, I think you'd like this one, Raquel, and they would give us a chance to review a Trek comic.
I would
And
love
what-
to do that. And I love the format. I think you're just genius, Clubby. And when I found out that it wasn't like a skim and skip page, but that it was a read right through, I think that that's just I can't even think of the words I want to use to describe how cool I think that is, because it does remind me of a book club. And
Well,
I love book clubs.
The way we did it the other night, yes, pretty much the way I did it with Max in our first one a couple weeks ago when we did that Superman Alan Moore comic. I showed the whole damn comic, and pretty much the way Mark did that was great though. Although we didn't please Phantom Outsider, he criticized that, he critiqued the whole damn thing. Did you see that? In the comic?
Phantom
Right.
Outsider.
There's no pleasing some people, He loves to call you out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the good
Yeah.
thing is that we're all such good friends that that he does feel comfortable enough to do that. So was
Oh.
Yeah.
Decepticon there?
Just teasing. Yep.
No, not during the show. He wasn't there live. He did that today.
Oh,
He went back and listened to it today.
Oh,
Yesterday today. So he
did
wasn't there live.
Decepticon go to that one?
I think he was here the other night. Yeah, we had a pretty decent crowd. Huh?
He's very smart. I
Yeah.
love that guy. Remember when we did like 2 comic book shows and he showed up and he was right in there and he just fired up the whole chat, and just very smart, very kind person, and he really transformed the chat and the panel into one dialogue with his participation. I really like that guy.
These yeah, I do too, and I'm hoping he's going to join J-Man and myself for our Kingdom Come review. But these comic book reviews are going to be deep dives, and they're going to be, obviously, since you can't, like, for example, we're doing 4 episodes a night on Star Trek: The Next Generation. We could show pictures from each episode and break down every scene and stuff. That would take
No.
18 years.
But I'd be glad to do it. Just kidding. Yeah, joking.
I know, but
No, I know.
Whereas
Yeah, no,
on
you're
a
right.
comic
Yeah.
book, or the way like on Toxic Tuesday, which Mark does just amazing. He gives them the whole episode in pictures, or the whole movie when they do a movie. But you could do that with a one-off movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
A couple hours, bunch of you just which is fantastic. With a comic, you can do that. You can't do it with Star Trek if you want to review. If you want to review 66 through 05, no way. So we stumbled upon the best way to do it. And that's all you. I give that all to you. You're the one that came up with the best way to do that. So, it just worked out, Raquel, that's the way we're doing it now. And it's still, by the way, Jill popped up and started running some of the numbers of how long it's going to take us. You don't want to know.
I don't care.
I don't either,
Yep.
but you don't want to know. It's like,
Yeah, I calculated at one
Holy
point too.
crap.
Yep.
Yeah, but people don't realize, like, Clubby and I didn't set out to do this. It was like we became friends and we set out on this journey. And because I watch the episodes before we review them, and because he also didn't want to interfere with the fact that I watch Star Trek from beginning to end every year, He actually is the one who worked out the perfect math for how long it would take us to do an episode on air and just talk about it, whether it was a good episode or a bad episode. So when we arrived at number 4, that was really CLOBBY'S genius of not extending the programming for too long, and also giving us an opportunity to dig into some of this production and behind the scenes stuff, to dispel some rumors, to give some, to show pictures and provide quotes and things that have never been released before and things like that. So it was really CLOBBY finding the balance. But just so everyone knows, we didn't set out and say to ourselves, we want to spend the next 7 years doing this Star Trek, right? It was more like I fell in love with this person as my Star Trek soulmate. Like when I tell you he is like one of my actual friends, he is. And I just, have you ever just listened to somebody and just thought to yourself, oh my God, that guy is such a great guy. And so I just wanted to talk Star Trek with him for the rest of my life. So here we are talking Star Trek for the rest of our lives.
Well, that was my experience when I found you, Clobbering Times on YouTube. I'm like, new to this YouTube thing. No, we make you blush. Or, yeah, but it was like, oh, this show is so awesome. I'm like, this is great. And everyone's so friendly and hanging out and chatting. And I think one of the first Star Trek ones I watched was in Defensive Enterprise. And I'm like, holy crap, they're putting my what I wrote on the keyboard on the screen. Like, I don't believe it. Like, they're actually paying attention.
We liked you from the very beginning. We even talked about you backstage. We were like, hey, that Mark D with the C, he's a very kind person. And he's not putting up any of the factoids. He's putting up the good stuff. And he's always got the, well, I said, he's always got the in-text citation. And so CLOBBY and I just, we knew right away that you were a cool guy. We knew, didn't we, CLOBBY?
Yep, absolutely. Although I'd never heard of in-text citation before until now.
Yeah, so but it was me.
I didn't know how to pronounce
the professor. Yeah. But that's what's so fun about YouTube too, because you can interact. It's almost like talk radio on steroids in a way. Because I love talk radio, political junkie, and then but there's no. But now you get instant response from people, and of course some of the huge channels like Gary. You got to do a Nerdrotic. You got to do a super chat or something, which is understandable. But I've seen a lot of people in the chat and different say they like some of the smaller quote unquote shows where it's easier to interact with the hosts and get that and I love reading the chat, and I always sometimes if I miss something I always kick myself, but the chat is just so much fun, and that's what makes Saturday Night Star Trek work so great. Sometimes you just fall into something where it's a I want to call it an accident, but just a good thing where it just clicks, and then boom, and you guys have a great great format there, and it just works. So it just kind of. And the only thing, Galileo 7, I think you should have done a whole 4 hours on that. Oh, no, just kidding. But,
Yeah. But what? Since we have the Clubhouse, anytime there's like an episode we want to go back, revisit, and do a spotlight on a little bit that we love a lot, once in a while, not to be a bad idea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's not a bad way to do it. Yep.
Once in a while, throw back. Hey, Keely Chow.
Hey. Can we say it? Is it okay to say today?
Yeah.
Roll Tide, did it happen?
No, they have no rolling going on right now.
Oh.
Well, maybe that's but for Raquel, that can be for next year.
Yeah.
Roll Tide for next year.
I mean, he might, follow basketball or whatever, or baseball that I don't follow. So I don't know if they're rolling there or not, but yeah, you never know. Go Bengals! How about that one? Really cute shout. Oops, he wouldn't like that one. There you go. So,
if I'm just like I don't Google when I'm on the show, and I most certainly don't look things up unless I say specifically that I'm going to go look for things. So this is just off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that Star Trek, the 735 Club, is around 667, or is it 162 hours total? So what did you work out, Mark? How long are we going to be doing this for?
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, you do the 735 divided by 4, right? 4 episodes, average, right? I'm forgetting what I had on my list here, so I'm just doing it. So that's 4, so that's 183 weeks, right? Divided by 52, so that is 3.5 years of a show, approximately.
Wow. So that's 662 or 667 hours of of watch that I fit into 1 year.
I don't know how you do that.
I love it, Clubby. I love it.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But if we talk about it, it's 3 times that amount. That's hysterical.
Well, it started because I don't know how we got into it, but Jill was here the other night. We were talking about Deep Space Nine a little bit and how she likes that a lot. And she figured it out because we were wondering when we get to Deep Space Nine. She's saying somewhere around June. It's looking like.
Yep.
So.
And we got a super chat.
Yay!
And they call him Scuba Pete for $4.99. Thank you so much, my friend. You were too kind. Thank you, sir.
And Mrs. Scuba Pete.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys
Thank
are the
you
best.
so much.
I love your beautiful family, and thank you so much for helping to keep the lights on. Clobby's virtual comic book shop.
Yeah.
And I actually had started rewatching Deep Space Nine, but I stopped because I said started the Star Trek show. I'm like, I got to keep up with the regular flow. I'm like,
oops.
And so, but just, you know, I think I went through like the first season, and I'm like, oh, time to stop because, you know, sometimes I don't get to watch all the episodes. You know, I kick myself if I don't watch all the episodes. Like last week, I missed the last episode, so of course I had to go back and watch it. But that's your homework, but that's the fun part of it. Like, oh, you got to watch those 4 episodes. Otherwise, you can't really chat about them as much, too. I mean, you just, my memory, especially, I don't know, some people remember them really well, but some of the episodes I think I've missed, or like, you know, the good thing is when you have a bad memory, it's like, I don't remember, like with Enterprise, I'm like, I don't think I think
you
I'd
have
skip.
a bad memory, though? I'm going to say that you don't. I think it's just like when people get on YouTube, and they start talking and they have their Google open, it seems like they know everything. I've been chronologically watching Star Trek since it was technically possible to do so. And I did it like basically in analog and then all the way to now where I can stream it. And I don't remember all the names of the episodes. But, you know, I also have a refereed SOI for a doctorate. And I have a master's and I have a bachelor's degree and I have so many different things going on in my life. I just think that it may be, not calling anyone out. I'm just saying that sometimes on the internet in general, people aren't being entirely truthful. If you remember all 735 episodes and you can remember them off the top of your head, you know, more power to you. But I've had a very full life and I can't. If you talk about an episode, I immediately know what episode.
Well, yeah. Lee Anthony Davis saying there.
Hey, hello.
And Matthew Pounder.
Oh, Matthew Pounder.
Hey, Matthew.
Hey.
But yeah, I think that sometimes on the internet, people artificially inflate what they actually know because they have a Google beside them instead of their memory. So, you know, it's sometimes it is hard to remember things as you get older. But I also
you mix the episodes up.
Or you mix the episodes up. And can I tell you why you mix the episodes up? What not a lot of people realize, though, is, and Lord Thoth is quick to point this out to people because, you know, I started saying it and he started backing me up. So that's why I'm calling him out on it, because he's terrific at that. How many episodes they repeat, where it's just like you'll often hear Lord Thoth and I, and even Clobby, saying this was better done. Like this, they did a better job of this than TOS. And you know what else too, Mark, is they actually recycle the names, or they move the names around. Like look up First Contact.
Oh yeah, that's true, right? Yeah, there's another episode.
And it's just
the episode First Contact from TNG. Yep. Well, like I messed up. I was talking with you guys. I messed up the Enterprise incident. You know when Kirk goes, or Spock goes, Jim. You know and I'm like, oh, but then Clobby's like, oh, that's the other. You know, another episode. You know, you forget. You mix up the. You know, they kind of mush together. But of course, when you start to discuss an episode and you talk about it, it's. You know, and I'm not saying that you got, you know, we're obviously not like that, but sometimes people are like, oh, gotcha. You're really not a Star Trek fan if you got that
Which
wrong.
is totally not true. It's just, and that's what I'm saying. Like social media makes people inflate what they know, but it's actually Google that knows it, not them. I think that if you organically watch a lot of Star Trek It's easy to sometimes fuse the stories that they've redone. It's also very easy to mix up the names because they're recycled, and sometimes they're jumbled recycled. And so it's 735 titles, and it's okay if you have to peek at a sheet to check. I just like the fact that you're honest about it, whereas there are a lot of people on social media, like I said, that they've got Google in front of them 24 hours a day, and it seems like they have the greatest memory ever. And I think there are some people out there like that. I just don't think that it's the vast majority of people.
Yeah.
So what is it that the guys say in the pub? I call BS, only they say bullspit. I call bullspit.
Yeah, because one of my favorite things was watching Star Trek at midnight on Channel 11 WPIX in New York, and with all my buddies who were together, like the game was guess the episode is who could name the episode as quick as you could. Of course, there's only 79, and our internet back then was the Star Trek compendium. My version was the red one that had all the episodes and the titles. You had the blue one, yeah. But everyone had that. Every Trek fan had some version of that book because that was one of the few things. Like, I love that book. And then it had the titles and the star date and the actors and the characters, and and then we could flip to it too if you're wrong. If you're wrong, or it's like Doomsday Machine. Oh, we're gonna go. And then when Turnabout Intruder came on, you weren't so happy, or the Alternative Factor. Although it was a fun episode to kind of watch with a group of drunk guys maybe, but as long as you didn't fall off of anything while watching it. But
my goodness, folks, please drink responsibly. We don't want to limit the revenue on this channel. Please drink responsibly.
Right, but that's true too. And when you talk to a fan too, when they then you can tell too versus the Googlers of the world in terms of people that know just superficial knowledge, and you can tell pretty quickly who the real quote unquote real fans, or someone who really like I have my Star Trek Wrath of Khan magazine from when the movie came out, and reading Kirstie Alley, said what a huge Star Trek fan she was. I was like, it was just all publicist BS, but who as a kid reading it, you're like, oh, she loves Star Trek, that's great. Who cares, right? But then you could tell down the road who just wanted to just, and then, hey, if you like a young actress gets offered to be in a major picture like that, and I'm sure they told her, just say you love Star Trek, so
of course
they all do.
Yeah, so I don't really hold that against her for saying that back then, but
it's a very, very common thing in Star Trek, and it's because, of course, the actors want to be accepted. I found myself in the unfortunate position of in a confrontation where someone once said to me that it was only Jolene Blalock that had ever done that, and I laughed my butt off and was just incredulous. I didn't even know how to respond. It's basically almost everyone who's ever guest starred on the show, and it's because some of those actors, it is their publicist that's telling them that, but some of them, it's also too that they have a genuine reverence for these people who basically invented cosplay, and they're just fanatical, But bottom line is, I just want you to know that, I'm a Star Trek lunatic, and and I've always known that you are Star Trek through and through.
Thanks,
and you don't need to Google that to prove that to me. Also, your Doomsday Machine is bitchin'.
Thank you. Yep. Right?
Sorry for using profanity.
Oh, my goodness. Yep. Well, we love some Trek here, and we love celebrating it. It's just part of us. It's so much part of us.
Like my friends growing up, that was like one of the things that bound us together, if you want to say. It was, and I know you mentioned things like that too, Clive, at different shows, and it was just like a fun, we played D&D, I'm stereotyping myself now, but love Star Trek and Doctor Who and any, Star Wars, of course, and any other sci-fi, like Forbidden Planet was always like a movie we'd watch, together and enjoy.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh, Forbidden Planet is such a good movie. You got to go to Redbubble and get a beautiful poster.
Well, you could add that to that, maybe make it 736.5. You got Galaxy Quest and Forbidden
Don't do
Planet.
that.
Maybe it's the Forbidden Planet's the first Star Trek movie. Quote,
Silence
unquote. I'm joking.
thyself.
Silence.
You
Yeah.
blasphemy.
Shins, yeah. But you know, there's a lot of you know, you can see that influence in
Yeah.
from Forbidden Planet there. So
Yeah, and just
Oh,
glorious.
yeah, it's great.
Like I could watch Forbidden Planet over and over and
I have.
over and over again.
yeah.
I have a really nice steel box set of that from the old DVD day. From the
Oh,
old
no
DVD.
way.
Did you get the box set with the like a container?
Yep.
With like with the I think
That's
they had the
the
robot
sexy
in
one.
it. I think that's the one I
Yep.
have. I think I have that one. Yeah,
Oh,
it's regular DVD though. Not
gentlemen,
Yeah,
may I
before-
please interrupt? A very close
before
friend of
Blu-ray.
ours has to take off. So I just want to highlight the Dad Man clan.
Dad man.
In case the whole family's listening. He says, I'm just going to lurk for as long as I can, but wanted to say goodnight and always love chilling out with you fine people on the chat. I'll wait for the call, Mark. And then he has laughing, crying, laughing. Dadman clan, we love your whole family. And thank you for lurking. Also, thank you for being here tonight. And we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll release him soon.
Good night,
Yeah,
Dad,
man.
man.
Oh, are they going to go game?
I don't know.
Sometimes we do late night gaming at ridiculously late
well,
hours. So yeah,
We've talked some Trek. We've talked some Star Wars, haven't we?
Yes.
Does anyone want to look at some comic book art real quick before we get out of here?
Let's do
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Some comic book covers. I just for the hell of it, since I want to throw some variety in there a little bit. Nothing special. Well, they're special to me, but I'm gonna keep that away.
We also had a pro bikini conversation.
We did.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's not leave that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always pro
Yeah.
bikini. Well, it depends on who wears them, I guess. But I shouldn't
Well,
say that.
that
right?
should. Yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
What are, oh, okay. No. Where are you? I have to
looking
change
for your
it.
covers. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, I don't have them in a presentation like you do, of course. So, I think I will. I want to look at some. Let's see. What artist should we pick? I'm gonna pick anyway, so I don't know why I'm being asked.
Perez.
We already did Perez. Did we? No, I already had some set up. I was doing it to tease everyone, but I can find
Okay,
you,
go,
Perez.
go, go.
No.
Poor Club is going to get Perez now. No.
No, I want to get Perez. Well, I was gonna do Gil Kane this time.
Ooh, teach me about Gil Kane. I have never even heard this name before. I want to learn. Teach me.
What do you think, Hungry Boy? Gil Kane, I mean, one of the greatest comics covers artists one of the greatest artists of all time. Gil Kane is, of course, a first ballot Hall of Famer, the Clobby Hall of Fame. He's one of my. I was lucky enough to get to meet the great gentleman a couple of times. He's a master of comic book art. Let's see. There we go. This just a few, and again,
look at this.
A master of
Hungry
comic
Boy
book covers.
excited. Look at this.
A master of comic book covers. What? Oh yeah, Kane. He's up there
Oh my
with
God.
Kirby.
Oh, I've got that.
What?
Oh, I've got that. Yeah,
You were
yeah.
lying. No lying.
Yep.
You were
No
telling
line,
us
I'm pretty
that.
sure. I think I've
I'm just
got that.
kidding.
Yeah. What issue number is that? 340?
That's actually a Spanish edition.
I think
I'm
I've
like-
got that.
You probably do.
I have very few of those,
Yeah.
but like the one of the.
I cannot speak Spanish.
Let me make it smaller.
I'm gonna go check to see if I actually
Gil
do. And
Kane-
make sure I'm not, yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that Matthew Pounder. That's right. R.I.P. Ryan Augustin. Yes, he's was a comic book writer. Has been around a little bit there. Kane is one of the ultimate masters of anatomy and drama. His covers are beyond belief. He was so prolific an artist. Original name Eli Katz. Let's see here. All right.
Whenever Hungry Boy and Klobby are excited at the same time, I'm super excited. And when we start talking about anatomy, drama, and composition all together, wow, that's pretty exciting.
Here's the one. It was from you have it. It's from Batman. It's a Brave and the Bold issue. Here you go.
Yeah, what number is that?
Number 64.
64.
I do love that cover.
Yes,
though.
I do
This is
own that.
gorgeous.
Ooh.
This comic
Yeah.
book cover is gorgeous, and it's in the style that I like. I love the artwork. This is gorgeous.
Yep, I do.
I love Gil Kane.
Yeah, but that when that's what I was talking about. Like your original issues that you collected that really stick in your head. That cover was just I was like I don't know Gil Kane was, but I'm like that cover is so awesome.
Look at this.
I don't know if you can see that well, or should I make it bigger or what?
This is beautiful,
No, it's good, yeah.
Clubby.
Can you see it well enough?
Yes,
Yep, we can see it good. Yep.
it's nice and clear.
Let's see.
More supervillains.
Gil Kane, originally Eli Katz. We got to meet him a couple of times. Extraordinary, great, erudite speaker. I've seen him at his panels and stuff like that. I'm sure you've met him, of course, Hungry Boy. One of the most prolific artists of all time in comics, in the pantheon of all the greats. And he was right now. We're just seeing one of the things he did a lot of, which is covers. He did a lot of interior work, of course. He was a master of interior.
Hey.
But I mean,
Right? Super Pete's blown away. So am I. Like this is absolutely beautiful. This is I would say is equally as good as Kirby and equally as good. Well, actually, I would say that this I can't believe I'm going to say this on air, but I think I might actually like this more than I like the Perez.
I don't know. He was I mean, Gil Kane did once say to a kid, to somebody, he said Gil Kane himself said Jack Kirby's the greatest comic book artist of all time, and coming from a guy of the caliber of Gil Kane,
Yeah, imagine that.
you know. But
Well, Kirby is incredible, but look at this.
oh,
This
Kirby,
stuff is really
I still
nice.
prefer Kirby, but I mean, there's nothing quite like a Kane cover.
Yeah, I would say this is as good as Kirby for me. I need to see more of it. You have showed me so much Kirby. You have shown me so
let's see
much
here.
Kirby. Yeah, this is really, really good. I would definitely say that, I don't know, I need to see more, but I would definitely say that this is in the running to be better than Perez.
Here's for my new spinner rack video. That's a great Kane cover.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is really, really beautiful.
Let's see here. Oh, we keep going to the wrong page. Well, he did a lot of Iron Man covers, of course.
Yeah,
He did Superman for a long time.
Oh,
Now, sometimes he has different inkers. Weird Kane right here. You can see no Kane in this.
I love
I
that
never.
one.
I
yeah.
was always suspected he didn't do much on this one. He didn't
I've
ink
got that one.
See, he didn't. Oh yeah, absolutely. He didn't ink this one, so you know.
That just brings back such great memories of getting that at
It's
Caldors.
a lot of Iron Man, by the way.
Riding your bike home to read that. Oh, that was so good. That wasn't like, it was like in a 4-pack, you know, when they sold those, 4-packs of comics, or 3-packs, whatever the heck it was.
I love
Buy
his
'em.
Spider-Man. I love his Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is amazing. How have I never? Oh, this guy's
You
amazing.
seen these? I've shown you Gil Kane before, probably.
Have I
Kane has
seen this
also made the
before?
character stance.
This is really
I don't know
nice.
if you've seen this one, but I mean,
No, but this is like, that's a nice Spider-Man.
oh, he's
More. Let's
I
see
got
more.
I got way better Spider-Man than that one for him.
More, show me more.
Of course, I love his Iron Man stuff. I mean, he did so many covers. Some of these he didn't do the interiors on. He just did so many covers. I've always liked this cover. Let's see. I mean, we'd be here for 5 weeks if we showed even like 10% of his covers. This is not a cover right here, but I've always loved this.
It's nice.
Captain Marvel.
It's beautiful.
Anatomy is his thing. Let's see here. I'll show a
Yeah,
few
well,
more.
I can tell.
I bet you have that one, Mark.
Oh, of course I have that one. Yep. Havoc in the Hidden Land. Nice.
Nobody does the Thor like Kirby, though.
No, Thor.
I think-
Kirby's Thor.
Kirby's Thor for
King
me
of
is
Thor.
ultimate Thor. Like when I see Kirby's Thor, it's just like, oh, okay, that's Thor.
Absolutely. Kane is one of the premier Spidey artists.
Wow.
The third of the big Spidey artists. I always love this cover right here.
It's
With
really
Namor.
nice.
And this is nothing. I'm about
Nice
to show
bunch of-
some other stuff. I'm just showing some of this Bronze Age stuff. Oh, I know you have this one, 150.
Yep, I pretty much have everything from that forward, and a few gaps here and there, but so I probably have that one.
It's a
You
great
see
cover
this?
right there.
Everyone is just really enjoying this. Everyone's having a great time. This is just beautiful.
I mean, I could look at comic book covers all day. I never get tired of it. And Kane is one of the greatest.
Beautiful. His Iron Man is gorgeous.
He does a lot of Iron. Someone just put this is just the Gil Kane fan page on Facebook. For some reason, they went Iron Man nuts over the past couple of days.
Well, I can see why.
Oh yeah, those Starhawks. I love his Starhawks. That was
What the heck?
Starhawks. Starhawks was a syndicated comic strip he did actually.
Wow.
Which I have tons of. They used to run that in newspapers, and of course, Amazing Heroes used to run Starhawks. I love Starhawks.
Wow.
Same here.
I like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, with science fiction fan.
Yeah, I like it more than the
adventure
superhero
comic.
stuff, but I still love the superhero stuff. I just wish the superhero stuff wasn't like all films. I like the original source material. I like the ideas, and I like the stories in the older comics. And I like good versus evil. It gives you faith in the world. It gives you hope. Like when it doesn't have to be a specific bad guy or a specific villain. It's just the fact that there will always be a balance in the universe between good and evil, and I think constantly having that around you gives you hope. And I just think that nowadays it's not as fun.
No, it isn't.
And Hungry Boy is saying we should show some Micronauts Gil Kane covers too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I will. I don't know. They just went. I didn't know they went this crazy with the Iron Man covers. In here. I love some of his war covers. Wow, Sergeant Fury cover. Look at that.
Hungry Boy, why am I remembering that you said this similar thing to me in the past? I think you've said something similar to me in the past, sweetheart. But yeah, I love Hungry Boy.
Why are you doing this? Things popping up. Sorry. Cut it out. I love his war covers. I'm not doxing anyone.
No, yeah.
Actually, I am. Thor.
Wow.
I love his Superman run.
It's nice. Really beautiful.
Iron Fist.
What is the great Hungry Boy saying here? The only unforgivable Kane did was his thing, laughing out loud. But all heroes have an Achilles heel.
I kind of like. I think he means his drawing of the Thing. Maybe I'm not looking at that. Let me see. Where?
Okay.
Was his thing? I didn't mind this thing, Hungry Boy. But I think it just depended on the inker. But yeah, I'm with you. It wasn't. It wasn't his strong suit. I got to give you.
Did you see earlier, Scuba Pete? We've whetted Scuba Pete's appetite here. He says, "I wish I would have been far more into comics as a kid. I love these with a cool little sunglasses emoji."
Oh yeah, dude, you spend enough money as it is on toys, you'd be in trouble if you're in the comics, brother. This is some of the earlier.
Pete is a great collector. If you're in the audience and wondering why we're all laughing at Scuba Pete for that, it's because Scuba Pete is like. He's like Mark. He's like a museum guy. His house could be a museum.
So impressive, his stuff.
Impressive and like rare, beautiful, wonderful things that he keeps curated immaculately. He and his wife, they're amazing people. So yeah, and but he likes all of he likes all different sorts of things, but just comics isn't his forte. And look, he's like.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got some of his stuff when he was a kid too. Sorry, Raquel. Like he saved his toys. Yep, he said like me. So I was showing when he was on Sunday Night Geekery. We were showing some of the toys. He's like, "Well, this is actually the original toy I had as a kid, which is so fun."
Yeah. I imagine.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I imagine that Mrs. Scuba Pete, which is Leslie, I imagine Mrs. Scuba Pete has a great deal to do with all of those glorious, gorgeous glass cabinets and maintaining them. It really, truly is. Like if you tune into any specials that Scuba Pete does, he goes on lots of channels and he's interviewed as an expert and so on and so forth. You really have to see his collection. He could charge admission. So this is why Leslie's snickering. The man could literally charge admission to his house and people would come.
That's actually very true about Matthew Pounder. He came from the Lou Fine School and modernized it. That's a good way to put it. Let's see here. Yes, I always love this cover. Iron Fist of an Iron Man.
Tell me about Lou
Oh.
Fine, Matthew Pounder.
That would take some doing. He was one of the original pioneers from the old. Oh, I'm not Matthew Pounder. You asked him, not me. But you could tell. But yeah, he's Lou Fine was one of the pioneers of comic book art. But he also had a studio where he. But he was great though. He was a great Golden Age artist. Look at that Starhawks. All these Starhawks editions this guy's got. Wow. Wait a minute. This is from January the 14th. Ron Goulart died? Oh, man. I didn't know that. Good God.
Well, that's too bad.
Find out this stuff on air. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Is
no
someone
one
you
personally,
know?
but I knew of him, his writing and stuff. He was a comic book and science fiction writer, and he wrote Starhawks with Gil Kane. Anyone else? I'm sure Hunger Boy knows who he is, but I probably don't know if he's heard that. Ron Goulart. Oh, well. Again, I'm hearing that like 3 weeks later, but
No.
man, damn, that's a damn shame. But I just know the name. You hear that sometimes of some comic book people or science fiction people that you hadn't heard from in a while. Then you find out, boom,
Yeah.
a lot of Iron Fist. What is it? Was Iron Man Iron Fist? Now it's Iron Man because I'm going backwards. Come on, people, just mix it up a little bit.
Oh no. Hungry Boy just heard as well. He says, nope. Now I'm bummed.
Oh man,
Look at this, Captain.
I hadn't heard that either, dude. Wow.
That's a shame, yeah, wasn't it?
Oh,
But
and
yes,
Matthew
Matthew-
answered me.
He's talking about Lou Fine was one of the main superhero artists before Kirby came along. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yep. Well, bummer. Yeah, it is a bummer there. I not heard that. Okay. Let's see here. So that's a foreign comic there. Oh, Tripwire Magazine's 101. That might be a subject for another time. 101 greatest comic artists of all time. I'm saving that one there just so I can see it later and get pissed off later.
Well, you've done it in the show, haven't you? Done the your favorite?
He did.
I did my
100,
favorite
I'm trying to
top. I did my top 25 with the great Mark C.
Yeah.
Once. Okay, this is just an article. They got Gil Kane at 54, the greatest all time. Are you out of your freaking minds?
There we go. That's what I
Oh,
wanted to
screw
hear.
you. Are you
Damn
just
fighting
go.
words.
That what a 54? Are you out of your?
How,
Never mind.
can I make a bet that Leafield is ranked higher than Gil
It
Kane on
doesn't
that
have
list?
the list. I think this is just somebody writing about it because I don't see the list. I'll have to dig the list
Well, if you
out
click,
one day.
if you click on it, yeah, if you click on it, but you don't want
No,
to
I
do that
clicked
now.
on
But,
it. No, I did click on it.
okay.
It's just now it's not. I don't want to subscribe to your damn. Cut it out. All right. No, this says Tripwire's 101 greatest comic artists of all time, number 54. Oh, I guess I could find it. I don't know where the list is though. Can you see it? Or,
I'm gonna try to get to it. Yep.
No, I see it. I gotta follow it. They're showing some of his art. You guys can screw off if you got him at 54. I will deal with you later.
Hungry Boy says, who the heck do I have to harangue for that travesty? In yelling all caps.
Yeah, I can't find the list. This just has
Oh, each one is separate. Yeah, so it's not. They don't have the.
I wouldn't know how to find the list. I only found 54 because they're talking about.
Yeah, it's a
54.
whole series of articles. Yeah.
There ain't no 53 better than him. Screw you, you pansies. I'll find it. Okay, next Wednesday night when I have a free to. No, that's right. I'm doing my anniversary. Next. Oh, Monday I've got nothing. Monday's open comics talk. Monday night I will deal with you, mother.
Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers. I'll have
This is a
extra
great
cheese.
restaurant, by the way.
It was a great
I
restaurant.
love Fuddruckers.
There's still one
Fuddruckers.
open. Last time I was down near DC, there was still one open. Oh, it's good stuff.
So good. The salad bar.
Salad bar. It's a hamburger place. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
trust me, I
Salad bar.
can
I
crush.
know,
I
but-
can crush some really good hamburgers. Trust
are
me,
you
I'm
crazy?
like they're a major part of my diet. But still, when there's a salad bar, it's a good salad bar. You got to give a shout out to a good salad bar.
All right.
With the hamburgers. You have to forgive. I hope you can forgive me for using Google.
Oh yeah, but you're doing it on air, and you should be using DuckDuckGo. What are you doing?
That's
No,
what I
I'm kidding.
said. I knew it.
See? Yep.
Ooh, what's this?
I have this. Even I have this.
This is gorgeous.
'Cause- 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 'cause Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah. It's
Looking good. Yeah.
beautiful.
I can't make the covers big.
That's okay, honey.
I should have had actually done some prep for a change, but I can't do that. Only Mark knows how to do that stuff.
Well, I can do it for you, honey. All you have to do is just let
You
me know
got
what you want
enough
me
to
to
worry
do.
about. No, it was a last minute thing. I can't just. Anyway, yeah, Captain Action. I have every issue of those, or had them. Gil Kane. Let's see here. Here's some Gil Kane covers. I don't know if you could see them. Look at this Western. Oh, there's a great Spidey cover. See Spidey. This thing you can't make the pictures big. So yes, Captain Action was great. Love this Daredevil cover. Even though it's not a good picture of it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
Damn it, Jim.
Damn it. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I'm doing my butt Beavis and Butthead. Damn it. Damn it. Oh yeah, I always love this one. Yeah. Well, anyway, we looked at a little bit of stuff, but we're gonna let everybody get out of here because it's too much. I mean, one of my favorite Gil Kane covers right here. I'll make an actual gallery.
Yeah.
Silver
Send them
Age.
to me, and I'll put them all together for you, and you can just thumb through them.
Silver Age Adam punching Golden Age Adam right there. Kane has also done a lot of fantastic Western genre covers. Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. Absolutely, Hungry Boy.
Look at Scuba Pete. Look at what we're going to do here. Is Scuba Pete going to go and start collecting things? Oh, sorry. Look at this. That Conan. I just got a Conan figure a few weeks ago for Christmas from the girls.
Nice.
Gil Kane had a great run on Conan. There you go.
Could you imagine if Scuba Pete started collecting comics as well? We
He'd
would
be in
have
trouble.
we would have to buy him a building and just move all of his stuff into a building, and we could hold a giant Comic-Con. We could have CLOBBERIN there, and we could just bring everyone there.
Yep.
We could sell T-shirts. I've been to Scuba, Mr. and Mrs. Scuba Pete's house.
Let's see.
The
How
Scuba
about
Pete Museum.
all right, wrap it up with a little Gil Kane Spider-Man.
Okay.
We all
There
love
you go.
Spidey. Because I love his run on Spidey. He came on after Ditko, then Ramita.
Okay, I'm going to highlight something. Kane did Magnificent Horses. And let me tell you, horses are hard.
Ah, okay, really?
Horses are difficult to draw. I've heard
Really?
that from other artists before. Yeah,
Wow.
they're difficult. Yeah.
He did great spiders. Well, Spideys anyway. I mean, look at how dynamic his art was and how it moved. I mean, this page right
Yep, I
here.
was just gonna say a lot of motion
I
there. Yep.
love this page right here. Where? Spidey. I mean, I got his Spidey rivals, Ditko's and John Romita's for me. That's true. He didn't. People like to make fun of the nostril shot, but but I don't care. I love it.
And Spidey got those extra arms that freaked me out as a kid. Oh god,
Oh God, yeah.
that was scary.
I mean, it's just his work was exciting. I mean, it was just, God, he was fantastic.
I forgot what a massive geek Matthew Pounder is. It's been so
yeah.
long since I've chatted with him. I forgot what a massive geek he
Oh,
is.
Matthew knows his stuff there.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is great, Morbius. Yeah, when he got the arms, I'm trying to find that was 102 or 3 or something. Can't find it.
That was so creepy, God.
Yeah. Well, it would take too long for me to show all the Gil Kane art I love because it was not enough time in the world.
Well,
I
how
love
about Gil Kane Micronauts for Hungry Boy?
Oh yeah. Okay. Damn.
And maybe me.
See,
We have to have a
lot
Gil
of people-
Kane night.
well, people, I will. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna showcase a lot of artists. See, and the thing is, he did a lot of Micronauts, but he's more liked for other stuff. People usually think
Oh,
Michael
yeah,
Gold and Mike and Pat Broderick when they think Micronauts, but I'm game because it was Gil Kane, you know. So
Yep, he had some nice covers. Yep, he was on about 8 or 10 issues, I think. Let's see.
but you got better pictures of the.
Nah, you probably will show up bigger. Mine are small, unfortunately. Yep.
Do you see these? Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so 40. Yeah, that's a great cover.
This is
number 40
this is
with
around the time
flame.
it went direct. Remember, you and I were talking direct sales. It went
Yeah.
direct sales around this run.
Yeah,
This is
Who
right
is
around
the
the time.
cover
question.
artist with this one? This is Kane again.
This
that's
is
Kane. Yep.
He took over Micronauts for a while. He's a Mark is a huge Micronauts fan.
And Hungry Boys too, I think. Yep. So he did.
That's true. Belandi was a different kind of an inker, but you know, he kind of overpowered him a little bit.
I like that. I love that cover. Yep.
Yep, you
So he
were
only
buying
did-
Micronauts at this time. What's that?
Yeah, he did 40 to 45 were his covers, the Gil Kane Micronauts cover run.
Okay,
Yep. I
Scuba
think
Pete
that's
has
the
his
best one
finger on
from
the
the
trigger.
40.
Look at this again. We get another wow. And Matthew Pounder is saying Daredevil number 151 is one of my favorites. And Hungry
Oh.
Boys did Yippers, and Kane took over from
Patrick
Shaken.
Broderick. Shaken didn't
Shaken?
do it that long, though. Did he? Shaken do it? Let's see. What did he say?
Oh,
Yepers
Pop
Kane
Culture
took over
Republic
from
says
Shaken.
Micronauts fan here as well.
Ah,
Nice.
when people think
Awesome.
Micronauts, they don't think Kane as much as they think Michael Golden, but that's okay.
Yep. Yeah, Chaikin took over issue 13 after Golden.
Yeah, but he didn't do it long, did he?
He did
Pat-
13 to
He did that many? Pat Broderick did it
13.
for a while, too.
Yep.
That's a
He
Kane
was
cover right there.
13 to 19, let's see, was it? 13 to 17 was 18 was Chaikin.
Shaken's a shitweed, by the way. I know. I've had a
In
run-in
person.
with Shaken.
In
I told
person,
Hungry
yeah.
Boy all about my run-in with Shaken, that little twerp. I should have kicked his ass. Anyway, his little biatch face. Howard Shaken is a twerp. Okay, everyone? I'm calling him out now.
Oh,
Sorry.
You're not challenging him to a duel.
No,
Just calling him
calling
out.
him out. Calling him.
Calling him out.
no,
I'm
no.
outing him. No.
Scuba Pete
He's-
says, I did buy my first comic long box as I have about 30 original G.I. Joe issues. Well, Scuba Pete has lots of G.I. Joe. He has a huge G.I. Joe collection.
You know what? Since we got a lot of Microbot fans here, we'll throw them a bone and show them the
Yeah.
Micronauts at its best, because people would think Micronauts, they think Michael Golden, and you know, I wasn't the biggest Golden fan, but he was perfect for that comic book.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Michael Golden was a great artist, that's for sure, and his Micronauts are legendary.
I got that signed by him, print, obviously, not the
Oh, nice.
Comic Con has that
Which
up on the
one? Trying to
wall.
find
Yeah.
that cover.
The lawnmower
Which
one,
cover?
yep. The one you were just showing 2 seconds ago, the lawnmower.
Okay,
You had
So there's
you had it up, yep.
Let me find it. I want to go back to it. Damn it.
Hungry Boy's filling the chat with his wonderful knowledge. He's such a great person to have in this community. He's always willing to share. It's wonderful. He says Broderick's stuff. I can't talk tonight, everyone, as you can tell. Broderick's stuff was lovely, and Raquel might like it. Who's Broderick?
He's the guy that
Pat
took
Broderick,
over. Pat Broderick took over after Golden or something like that. And I like Pat Broderick. He's a good artist. I don't know. I don't know. I think you think she would like him better than Golden, though? I mean, Michael Golden was.
His just stuff was just his covers or something dynamic about his covers too. So
Yeah. This
I
is
mean,
beautiful.
and he didn't do a lot of stuff besides the Micronauts too. So
Wouldn't it be wonderful if comics looked like this again?
I'd be all over him.
yeah, and there were fun science fiction stories too. So that was nice. Well, more science fantasy, but yeah, but it was
Golden always drew thighs as big as redwood trunks, though. says
Well,
says
go
Hungry
back.
Boy.
If you go back to where the girl is standing over what it looked like some type of scientific cauldron. What was she standing over?
That's the not the Lazarus pit. That's the what do they call them? The Micronauts.
Those are
it's,
thick
the body
thighs.
tank. I think that was the term for like the body bank. So they were taking all the
Marionette?
parts and recycling. Marionette, yep.
She does have some big thighs there, huh?
Yeah, ridiculous. Overdrawn, I think.
But she was working out a lot.
Yeah, I guess, right? Crushing beer cans between her knees.
I'm trying to find a shot of her where, I don't know, she looks pretty good to me. I like those thighs.
Yeah, it was a few
No,
covers
but
ago.
you guys,
I like
Hungry
it.
Boy's just talking about the composition, right? Like the way that you portray the physical form, right?
All right, how about right
Yep.
here? Right now.
Let's see.
There you go.
He's right. He's onto something. The guys have
Yeah.
huge thighs too. What's going on there?
He's a thigh guy. Well,
He's
all
a
these people.
thigh guy. He has a thigh fetish, and Hungry Boy called him out on it. And it's so true.
Yeah.
Everyone has
I don't
giant
know.
thighs.
I think she looks good.
I love you, Hungry Boy. That's so funny.
I think
he
she
has
looks
a
good
thigh
myself.
fetish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might-
Well, of course,
yeah.
yes, of course. She does look
Thunder
good.
thigh.
We're not saying she's chubby or anything like that, or we're not body shaming her or anything like that. It's just, it's funny because Hungry Boy said that he's got a bit of a thigh fetish, and he does. He does. Look at the green guy. The green guy has the big thighs too.
You know, it's funny, Pat Matthew. I liked Pat Broderick's Legion issues he did. I was wanting him to stay on it, and when he left, I was bummed. But for a while there, Giffen did a great job before he went nuts. So, yeah, I love Pat Broderick. Let's see, Pat Broderick.
Oh, it's issue number 14. If you put Michael Golden Micronauts number 14 in your Google search, it might show
Okay.
that.
Yeah, Hungry Boy. It's the
Let's see if
fact
it
is
shows
that
that.
you're an expert and you're like
Yeah,
a
there it is.
talented artist.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
It's so funny. Hungry
one
Boy's
there?
like, yeah, once
Yeah.
you see it, you can't unsee it. And
Wow, they're big, all
Culture
right.
Republic says, thigh
Yeah.
guy, laughing out loud.
I like that.
Yeah, those are some thighs. Where's her upper body? She has no upper body, but lots
Yeah,
of
of
thighs.
course she does. Right chair. There's another one right there of her.
Oh, there's at least she has an upper body there, but yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I bought a print from Golden a couple of cons ago. It's just Marionette with the blaster diving. So I have it over like the door entrance to my office. It's I think I've shown that on cam before. But
Have you? Oh, yeah, you have.
some of the prints I got, at Comic-Con. Yeah.
So, Hungry Boy, let me get this straight. Are you saying you like Broderick better than Golden? I mean, I've never been a big Golden guy anyway, so I'm just asking. It's not a lot of people love
I love
Golden.
this. It's so true. I don't even think it's a critique. I think he's just noticing it as a
Oh,
one
no, I get
professional to another. He's like, on the ladies, it's fine, but on the guys, it's like a condition.
Yeah.
I love you,
That's fair
Hungry Boy.
Well, Broderick was probably on the book, I'm guessing, longer than Golden.
Yes, he was. Here's a Broderick cover right
So,
here.
So he was really
He
good
did-
too. So I mean,
he
the book,
was
the
horrible.
caliber
He
of the
did a lot
book
of
didn't go
comics.
down. I mean, so
No.
Who wants to sing Scuba Pete's Your Thighs Without a Face by Billy Idol?
Eyes without a face. I don't know any more lines, so I can't do it.
Good
I
one,
love you,
Scuba Pete.
Scuba.
Her thighs were in my face. I'm sorry. I was under praise. I liked her every place.
now we got
Even
demonetized
in my face.
or limited.
They really get you for crappy singing. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Hungry Boy, you're right. Hungry Boy says, I think Raquel would like Broderick better than Golden. I like Golden's art on Doctor Strange a lot, and I do admire his art a lot. Yeah, so he's just noticing the different techniques and the different propensities of artists. And yes, I totally agree. With the girls, I mean, it's cute and everything. You notice it. But with the guys, it's a quote unquote condition. I
Yeah.
just love it, Hungry Boy. I totally agree.
Hungry
And
Boy, I always go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and you're right. I do like the Broderick better. The
I
girls
always
look better.
thought they brought Broderick in because he looks similar to Golden in some ways. In fact, I don't know if he's. I'm not saying he's a copycat or anything like that, Hungry Boy, but I think there was a similarity between styles. Or am I wrong? I would like to see what you think about that.
When they probably
I
didn't
think
want to
it's-
shake up the book too much, too, right? And
Well,
it's a
no,
kinda-
I mean,
Well, the girls,
kinda-
look at the girls. Like the girls are still sexy, and they're still,
Yeah.
they still have super athletic bodies. But the thoughts
but that never really matters to Jim Shooter. He just needed someone to finish a comic. But hey, I don't know, maybe. See, that's
God,
Broderick right there. It doesn't look that dissimilar from Golden. I don't.
It
think. I
doesn't,
No,
except
it's not,
for
yeah.
the muscle, like the physical, the physical bodies are different. Like look at the two guys that are fighting. The two guys, they have much more realistic looking legs. Hungry Boy answered you, boss man. He said editors would ask us to mimic just to keep continuity.
Okay.
So it might not be indicative of style, he's saying. So Pat Broderick, if given, if he had no reins, he may draw differently, which is, it's true, right?
Well, here's Pat Broderick on Legion. I loved his Legion stuff.
Yeah.
God, and Micronauts #1 is going for $50 now.
Are you
Bought
shopping?
Mark up.
Why are you shopping?
Yeah,
Stop.
you have that?
No, I have on my comic book program, I had all the covers up, looking at who did the
Oh,
covers, and the price keeps going up. It's like I should have bought like 20 copies. I only have like 2, but that's all right.
Did you guys see what? Did you see this? What Hungry Boy just said? Broderick was great at keeping deadlines. Golden, not so much.
There you
And
go.
Matthew Pounder is saying early Kelly Jones started out on Micronauts.
That's true. And then he started ripping off Bernie Wrightson and doing a crappy job. I know people who really hate Kelly Jones. I don't hate him as much as a lot of people do, but what do you guys think about him? Because he was just ripping Wrightson and not even good enough, not even in a good way, I thought. I mean, I don't know, but maybe that's just me. He's a good artist. But I don't know. What do you think, guys? Kelly Jones? Are you Kelly Jones fans out there? I know those guys will have an opinion on him. And
yeah, his first issue
always,
was
but we
Micronauts 37.
Burn drew a bit like Cockrum and X-Men 01. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Anyway, I loved Broderick's Legion stuff. Man, I was bummed when he left it. Didn't take long.
Did you just see what Matthew Pounder put up? There's some fresh meat he threw on the Barbie there.
That one there?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who he's referring to. He says his. Maybe Kelly Jones.
Oh, said it was inking. Yeah, he did the
inking
art in
Kelly
the
Jones.
final issue, number 59. Yep.
That's true. I agree with that one. Hungry Boy Kelly Jones is good on weird ass stuff, not traditional stuff. Batman, Elseworlds, yes. Normal bats, no. Yeah, his Batman covers are weird, and he looks like he really is trying to rip off Wrightson. But anyway, we've kept you all here a long time tonight, everyone. I'm sorry, I never learned my lesson when I start messing around with comic book art. I'm boring everybody, but like 3 people out there, because I could talk to Hungry Boy and Matthew and anybody else about comic book art. It's just a thing with me. I love talking about stuff. You don't have to pretend to love it.
Oh, I do love it. I have learned so much from you. And there are so many different names and so many different techniques. And I think that you guys have been incredibly generous towards all of us who are trying to learn about it. It's great to have so many experts in one room and just talking about the different aspects of the art. Something tells me that I would have a great time going to the art museum in Montreal with Hungry Boy. I think that as we stood in front of each and every painting and statue and and carving, and I think that he would have very interesting things to say. So I think it's really cool.
Well, here's Kelly Jones for you then, so you can see what we're talking about. That's some weird, like he said, weird ass stuff.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's Batman.
I agree
is
with
creepy.
that. Yeah.
It has it's dark.
Yeah, there's got all those lines in Batman's chest, like those little pockets. It's kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but and his rib cages are really like the Bane rib cage. It's like a million like bumps on the ribs.
Yeah.
Whatever there. It's very. I mean, it's a style, and if you like it, you
I can't
like
stand
it.
this right here. I'm not really big into this stuff.
I don't like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
well, I mean, and I like me some weird artists, but not really for
I don't like it. It's kind of it's horror. It's very horror, and I don't think that Batman Look at this one over here, Batman number 496, Kelly Jones. That over on
Which
the
one?
go to your left,
That
and
one.
it says like now highlight that one. Like, come on, yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
that's not good. And I agree with the whole chat. Everyone in the chat saying that. I totally agree. Everyone, you guys are absolutely correct. Even as an outsider who doesn't know a darn thing, I know exactly what you're saying here. The tone is off.
It can work for
and the
some
tone is
issues. It can work for some issues, or like like a special here, a 3-arc run of Batman. You got like a story, and then the art can kind of fit that story if you want to go more horror. But yeah, you wouldn't. I agree. You wouldn't want to see it
His
for.
face, Mark.
Yeah.
That's not Batman's face. That he looks like
Yeah,
he
but
not
for
only does he
certain
look
things,
like a villain in this one, but
Yeah.
he looks like, what's his name? Oh my gosh. I have strain brain, so I can't think of his name.
Dracula.
No, Spider-Man, Green Goblin.
Green
Yeah,
Goblin.
Look
I
at
hate
the
that-
chin and stuff.
No, I'm
He
not a
looks
big
terrible.
fan
Look
of
at
it.
the
I'm saying-
Batman. Look at the Batman ears. The ears. The
Yeah,
cowl.
the ears are
awful.
But for like something to change things up once in a while, I don't mind, getting exposed to it. But I agree, it's not. I wouldn't pick him as a. That's what I was saying. Like, all right, for 3
Look at his
issues, maybe I could
freaking
handle
cowl.
it. But it's weird. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, he looks dumb.
It's like he's, but you
Yeah.
know,
And,
mean,
and look at this. Gothic horror Batman doesn't really fit bats. And I agree, Pop Culture Republic. And then Matthew
Agreed.
Pounder says, Bugs Bunny ears. I love you, Matthew Pounder.
yeah.
Yeah, the ears are ridiculous there. Yeah, and that cover. Yeah, that
Who would you
Nightfall
say-
cover.
His influence mostly was on that stuff. Hungry Boy wasn't Wrightson. Do you think Tim Conrad? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of. I'm just curious. Who you think his
Salvador
influence was?
Dali.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, look at those ears. And look at, I missed a comment. Hungry Boy says, right on, Raquel, my museum buddy. Yes, anytime.
There you go.
I love going to the art gallery and I love going to the museum, and I love people who are willing to talk about art in conventional and unconventional ways. They're not pretentious. They just talk about how the piece speaks to them, what they notice about the craft, and the vision and the tone and the style of the artist. Hungry Boy, I love it when you talk like that. I just absolutely love your company when you get on a roll and you start talking about that stuff.
Me too. One of these days, Hungry Boy, we're gonna have to just talk some comics art, man. And before we get out of here, now I know what I'm doing Monday night. If I can remember,
What?
I'm taking this thing, this artist, this AAA artist of all time thing that has dumb enough to put Gil Kane at 54, and I'm gonna rip that sucker to pieces.
Okay. I think everyone would love it if you would do that. I think everyone would be totally into that. Chat, would you be into that?
Blood pressure rant on standby, folks. It's gonna definitely.
Yeah. Did you hear what Hungry Boy just said? So here, once again, you're hearing an artist talking about craft and
Crap.
no, craft. And look
Oh, I
at
thought you were saying
Transformer Team accident of Ryson.
look at what he said about her
Oh.
arm being actually shorter than the dumb bat ears.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
you're
have that
talking about
issue. And
composition and you're talking about,
I
rendering.
never noticed that. And his
Yeah.
torso's too long too, isn't it?
Way too long. It's like what in the bat, and it's lazy crap. Look at his bat signal. I mean, his bat is in bat. His insignia
Symbol.
on his chest, a symbol
Yeah.
there.
Oh, it's did who scribbled that on? His 5-year-old?
I guess Kal-El. It could happen. I could be yelling. I screwed up and cursed the other night when I was talking about that list from CBR about they did a comic artist list and a comics writers list. I found the one that had the top 50 of each, and yeah, I had a little fun with that.
Look at this. Everyone, look at this. Pop Culture's like, shred it. And Hungry Boy's like, try and hold me back. And then look at this. Look at Kal-El, the original Superman.
Yes, it could happen, buddy.
Only if there's swearing involved.
Yeah.
And then Hungry Boy's like, measure her arm against her ears. Seriously. Against the ears, sorry.
That
See,
list
I
from
just
the other night were Man, I don't know how they make these lists. They never talk to me before they make them, the buttholes. No, actually,
Call you first.
the CBR wouldn't look. I beat up on it, but the fact is that was voted on by people, so it was opinions of people. You know, what are you gonna do? But it was still stupid. But
Well, they're actually only up to number 52 on this list, so we can't make fun of their number.
What?
Their number 1 yet. So
They don't
they
have
just picked. I just posted. They picked Darwin Cook as number 52 last week. So
so
this
they're
list
still
is
doing it
ongoing.
now.
So we don't know.
Oh, that's a cheater. I want to go back from 100 on down then.
So
I can
each
find it.
article does list it. If you go, I put in the Clubhouse chat too. So if you
Okay,
go
I'll-
down, it
So I have
shows
to
you.
start it a little at a time then.
Yeah, so it goes. It starts with if you're all the way to the bottom of the article. It start
100.
like Jim Aparo is number 99.
99. Okay. Oh, dude.
Okay, while
That's
they're
enough.
talking
Nope.
about that, I want to have a conversation with Hungry Boy about what's happening to Batman's legs. I just noticed that the leg under, like beneath the woman, she's straddling. That's his leg, and I thought it was a rock.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I was gonna
Hungry
make a
Boy.
comment, but I won't
Talk about
because
thighs.
it's PG here.
No, but that would be deformed. Like that's not.
Yeah.
You can't even. That's not even like a PG. What's going on there? Like that's somebody with some messed up idea.
I was
like
gonna
anatomy.
yeah,
How could that be a leg? Like that looks terrible. It looks like rocks. What
I'll
is
put it in the
going on
private
with
chat.
that leg, you
I'll
guys?
put it in the private chat. So-
Oh,
Oh,
I don't-
goodness.
that's see,
But
I
I
can't
wouldn't-
say that.
yeah,
What? You
but
can't
it's
see
not
what?
like it's 30 words.
Yeah, oh, Mark.
It's not
that's
cursing or
funny.
anything, but yeah.
That's not cursing or anything. That's funny.
Well, it was my humor.
Yeah,
If you think it's
you
funny, if
might
you think
not.
it's funny, you can say it.
Nah,
Yeah.
we're good. But it is funny.
It's funny. All right, see.
So this article is not done yet, but I'll be able to backtrack from 100 down to what, to 54.
Yeah, so you can go back down to
can-
they're
okay.
at 54
I'll
this
get
week.
you to
Yep.
show me where it is and everything, and I'll do
I
it.
put it in
Monday.
the our Twitter group.
Look, sneak preview, everyone. He's already told me that Jim Aparo's at 99, so get ready for some violence on my part.
Yeah, I was going to
Hungry
say
Boy
that.
says
How could
it's a
you-
UK list. Okay, gloves are off.
Yes, buddy. That's gonna be now, man. Thanks. Thanks for the topic, Mark. I got it. Now I got one for
There you
Monday
go.
night.
Yep. There you go.
And help me not forget. Help me remember.
Carmine Infantino, number
Don't tell me
93.
anything.
Don't tell him anything.
Okay.
I won't
Okay.
be
Oh, okay.
surprised.
Oh, you want to be surprised? Okay. Yep. Got
Well,
it, got it.
At least I don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to.
I just want to get some more explosions.
Yeah,
Pop Cultural Republic, what is going on with his leg? I mean, as if the other leg wasn't bad enough. Like he, first of all,
Swollen knee
his left
syndrome.
leg needs serious surgery on the kneecap. Like his left leg, on our right, but his right leg. I don't even know what that is. What is going on? That is so
I didn't
bad.
notice that until you pointed that out, Raquel. It's just
It's
yeah.
so
now
bad.
that you ruined the cover for me.
Sorry, Dad.
It's okay. Yeah. No, but sometimes you don't even pay attention. Like you were so excited to get Nightfall when it came out, and you just, boom.
Yeah,
you
I
go read
wasn't,
it.
but
Yeah.
I wasn't, but yeah, a lot of people were, I guess. Oh, to hell with that then. Wow. I don't know how we ended up on Kelly Jones. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because
I don't
it's
really-
the best chat ever, and we go to all of these different artists and we start comparing them all, and I think it's amazing, and I learn so much, and I have a great time, and it's a lot of fun.
this isn't the worst Anatomy Jones did either. Oh wow.
Oh no!
Hey, they printed it. So, well, everyone, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Of course, my wonderful first officer could now tell us a little bit about her wonderful works of science fiction. Then I'll do some show notes. We'll get out of here.
Oh, thank you so much, folks. I'm a science fiction author, and I'm selling some short stories. And if you would like to try them out, give them a read, you can find them on your Kindle device, or you can find them on Amazon. Download them. They are short stories. They're under $1. I think they're 74 cents American. All you have to do is look up R.M. Briggs on Amazon or on your Kindle device, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, number one. Thank you so much. We love you. Let's see here. something going on Saturday. Oh, Saturday in the daytime, I don't know if we're still doing it, but Eris of Chaos, I joined them a couple weeks ago to destroy a Man of Steel video, and we were there so long we had to continue it. Then we didn't do it this past week because she had to do something else. So I may be on there Saturday afternoon. I don't know. But I do know Saturday night Star Trek, same Trek time, same Trek channel, folks, is going to be here. Cannot wait to see you all for more episodes.
And the puppies will have a babysitter that night, so you won't hear "Rrr, rrr, rrr" in the background that night.
Absolutely.
It works when the arena is showing.
And also shout out to David Serda. It's nice
David.
to meet you, David, and thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And of course, Sunday night, there is Sunday Night Geekery on Mark D with the C's channel. Please
Thank you.
put
Thank
the
you.
link in the chat there. And
Thank you for that, Eric K. He read your mind. Yep.
Oh,
thank
there you
Yep.
go. Thank you, Eric.
Thank
and
you.
he, of course, does. Well, tell him what you do. And
Yep. Well, thank you. Yep. So, of course, I love enjoying being here every Thursday night. I really look forward to that. And my steady show is a Sunday Night Geekery. And then I've also I'm a maker's Raquel. So finally gives, she gushes and she gives me the best recommendations. There's so much,
Hey, you deserve them. Don't giggle when you say that. You are a maker. A very, very talented maker. And if people are out there looking for repairs, or they're looking to create something that they can't buy, or even if they're just looking for the coolest damn doomsday machine ever made, Mark is your guy. Mark is a very intelligent person. He does 3D printing. He has an amazing imagination and is a talented artist in his own right. You need to see his doomsday machine. He laughs. Don't let him, do his little modesty giggle. He is a really, really talented maker. He should proudly declare himself that. And if you're looking to fix something, if you're looking for something that's not made anymore, sky's the limit. Even in your wildest dreams, bring it to Mark and see if he can do it, because he's great. Meticulous work, really, really kind and wonderful person. Highly recommend, folks.
And thank you. Oh, thank you so much for that, Raquel. So nice. And I do have some few things I've been printing lately. Some of them might fly down to Mike's way, even though I know he hates getting stuff. But and I'll let Raquel know what they are, because it's a surprise for Mike. But he doesn't. He hates getting stuff, I'm sure. But
True.
What are you going to do? Sometimes you just got to suffer for that. And I did something with Brightest Day too. So hopefully we're going to do a video on that too. So did something Battlestar Galactica related. So we're going to probably do a show on that together. So that'll be fun. So appreciate all the likes and the views, and it's just great to it's always that vanity thing. How many subs you got? Who cares? It's just fun to be in this community and to hang out and share all the stuff we love. So it's all fun, and really appreciate it. And it just keeps getting better. So yep. Thank you for having me tonight.
Indeed. And let's see, you were also on Toxic Tuesdays on Nick's show.
That's right.
Tuesday
Yep.
nights
Thank you.
usually.
Yep. Tuesday
I
night.
don't know if you got one coming up.
Oh, the movie for this Tuesday is because of the sports ball game that's coming up. We're doing Varsity Blues.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Switch
We've got the
things up.
Super Bowl
Yep.
coming up the week after next. So yeah.
Yep. So we're doing Varsity Blues for next Tuesday. Yep.
Love this time of year, and I'm letting myself go back to, because the 2 weeks between the Super Bowl used to be so special to me, and I gave up football, but I'm going to let myself kind of enjoy it this year, and so I'm loving. I love.
They haven't been doing as much of the other stuff that we won't talk about. So
no, they won't. But so there you go. So
I think that
cool.
I think that's help some of the fans to come back. I think, but that's a discussion for this channel. But I think that's my take. Yeah.
Anyway, yep. So I've got a couple of my new spinner rack videos will be out tomorrow.
Nice.
And then Saturday, folks. And let's see, Monday night. You know what I'm going to be doing Monday night? I'm going to rip to shreds me a certain little article. I'm going to have me some fun with that, because it's comics related, and I got I had no topic, but alas.
Excuse me for 1 second, boss man. Everyone, make sure you show up for that. Boss man's he's gonna come unglued. You gotta show up for that, folks. Anyway, sorry, boss.
It'll be boring. Of course, you'll get to hear me probably have a heart attack on the air. So man, That might be. You never know. Might get some ratings there.
that
Wednesday.
Don't do that, please.
2 p.m. Central Time. The 1000th episode celebration of Clobbering Times. You
Amazing.
are all cordially invited to hang out with us, to join us for 1000 celebration. I will try to have as many. Who knows? May have some secret guests I've been working on. We'll see.
Wow.
You know, you never know. Secret guest stars coming in and out, just hanging out a little bit, and then so looking forward to that. And then, of course, in the future, a week from this Monday, 2 p.m. Central Time there, David. And a week from this Monday, the CLOBBERIN Classic Comics Review with J-Man and maybe even Decepticon, Kingdom Come.
Nice.
And Mark D, I don't know if you're interested in that, but you are welcome to join us if you feel like it.
Thank you. Yep.
Boom.
Let's see here. So, if you're interested, don't do it if it's not a comic you read. Oh, that's Valentine's Day. You better not be here.
Yeah, I better not be here for that one. Yeah.
But the invite's open.
No, man.
Yeah.
No.
All right, everyone. So take note. If Mark D is here with us that night, we know what
Things have gone wrong.
We know who's sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry, dear. I can't take you out for Valentine's Day because I've got to be on a comic book panel. How would that
I'm
go?
gonna talk to J-Man about that. Maybe he doesn't celebrate it because he's
He might do it earlier.
He's
Yeah.
married. Yeah. So anyway, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you all. The great Scuba Pete, David Serta, Eric K, the great Bronze Wrencher. I know Chris Persia was here. Matthew Pounder, thank you. Hunger Boy, thank you. Pop Republic, thank you. Thank you. All for being here. Who am I missing? Who am I forgetting? It's Norda
Gilbert.
Huber. Some other friends came in earlier, and oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank even on the ones that gave the super chats.
Leslie was here.
Who?
Leslie.
Oh, Leslie was, yes. Leslie was here. Yes, of course. Kal-El, buddy, you were here. Yeah. The lovely Sherry was here.
She was.
But someone gave us a couple. Oh, your welcome, Uncle. Thank you for the super chat. He's gone now. I think he had to run. And a few other people did. Anyone who gave super chats that I'm forgetting, please forgive me. I have horrible garbage memory. But thank you so much to everyone. And as always, thanks to my wonderful first officer, the lovely and talented number one herself.
Love you.
R.M. Briggs, Commander R.M. Briggs, and of course, the great Chief Engineer Mark D with a C. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
And
you have a hot wife. Take her somewhere good on Valentine's Day. Don't
well,
do
actually,
a show.
we're an old married couple, so normally I cook her like a nice gourmet dinner because Valentine's Day is kind of a rip off.
Your wife's a hot wife. Be proud. Make sure it's romantic.
All right, everyone, and thank you so much. And again, shout out to everyone. Round of applause to our wonderful first officer for this great outro. Clobber on, clobberers.